Jamal. Malish. I tried to call Emmanuel and then he went off. So, something weird. Thank you for being patient. I know we have the best internet ever, the best device, but actually I find myself, I was locked off for some reason. Yani, unbelievable. Who has access to lock us off from the device? I don't know. It's something that I need to look into deeply, you know. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Apu, good to see you. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Can you show your face to our viewers?
I just woke up, sorry.
I know it is still early morning in Sydney. So, welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan one more time. Go ahead with your perspective.
All right. Thank you, Jongkor and the viewers. I'm not feeling well, so my voice is a bit off, but it's okay. I'll try my best.
No problem.
I've just watched half of Suzanne Jambo's interview, and one of the things that really annoys me is the amount of disrespect that our South Sudanese men have towards women that are pursuing leadership. It's very disrespectful for people to make remarks about her being a single mother, and what does being a single mother has to do with, you know, the ability that she has,
correct,
the experiences that she has to run for leadership. If you want to criticize women based on their marital status, and then you have serious problems, because at the end of the day, it does not really matter whether you're married or not married. It's about your ability to deliver, you know, for your people. So enough of this nonsense of people going off at her because of her personal, whatever it is, personal attacks. I would not condone that. Let's talk more about her as an individual and what can she do for us, what can she offer to the country, not what happened in the past. Another thing too is I've been following Suzanne Jambo for quite a while now, and I've seen what she says, and most of the time she talks about SPLM. She generalizes all of them, and she was a part of it as well. And she talks about what happened and why she decided to branch out. And her claims is that certain things were not being done right. Some people were being favored, some people were being treated in a certain way, some people were just being discriminated against, and that's okay. I am one of the people that also criticizes SPLM as a let me just call them a party, because we have a country now. You know, I criticize them because all of them they're the ones that are creating and causing instability in the country right now, and so they have to be blamed. And SPLM, are they losing credibility? I personally think they've lost my support. I don't support the idea or the notion of SPLM anymore because we have a country. SPLM can stay there as a party, but it should not dictate how the country should be run based on its this idea that they gave us the freedom. All of us were a part of it once upon a time, but individuals have the right to just move away from it now and say, you know what? Well, since you've decided to be a party, good. Can we have other parties as well that can oppose what you do? People that are willing to also help and offer skills, experiences, expertise to the to building of the nation. Can we do that? I know a lot of people, they're still brainwashed by this idea. SPLA, they gave us freedom. SPLA, the Goa, there's something, all those nonsense. We have a country now to run, people. SPLM should have an opposition.
And we cannot
They
deny
should have
that.
an
We cannot
opposition.
deny that they fought for liberation, yes.
And I don't deny it too. My father was a part of Anyanya. I have uncles that are part of SPLM. I don't deny it. But what I am saying is we have a country now, you know? And it's disheartening. And what really annoys me is the fact that Umar al-Bashir is the center of everything right now. It really, why we might as well just go back to Sudan then if he's the one that is running the show. I'm very hurt by the fact that the same men that we were fighting for 20 something years is the same man that is coming back now, holding our hands and showing us where to go because we're blinded when he's the mastermind of all the problems that we have. It's very embarrassing because Abiy is still there, Panthog or all these other places are still there. What's gonna happen if we really want our lands back? What's gonna happen because of the name Almighty Father, whatever they call it, those petroleum or oil? Because of that, I'm very annoyed. I am annoyed by the whole concept of SPLM. I am pissed off at SPLM. I don't support them anymore. They've lost my support. I'm here, and if there's anyone out there that is willing to fight this notion, I am more than happy. They've lost their credibility because they've aligned with the enemy.
Thank you. Thank you, Poop. Despite that you are sick, you were able, to come in and add your perspective and add your views as well. Thank you so much, my sister. Get well, and please stick around and watch. If
Thank
you
you.
more than
Yeah.
welcome to come back in, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much.
No worries. And thanks to Suzanne Jambo as well for always being open to public and coming out to speak her mind. It shows good leadership quality rather than always hiding behind the scene. I want all the leaders to come out to express how they feel about these things. But as for SPLM has lost its credibility. Uh, it's not what it used to be anymore. It's a they become these thugs that are really driving us crazy in the country. They're going back to reunite with the enemy, which is really annoying. It's really embarrassing and it's disheartening. And everyone else that thinks right now that peace has come, well, I'm sorry to break the news for you. I don't think so. You just have to wait for worse, because if you bring all these hyenas and put them in the same place, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's going to bring more issues and create more problems. Some of you here might sit down and say, oh yeah, peace has come, peace has come. That's half peace, man. That's nothing. Wait for Dr. Riek Machar to come. Wait for them to, let's see if they're going to sit down in the same room. And let's be honest, with all these, because these people, they're not mentally there. They do things based on personal, I don't know, like it's all personal. It has nothing to do with the nation's interests. They don't know how to be professional. They can't sit down and be honest and say, you know what, let's put our differences aside and let's work for the nation. No, they're gonna say, you left last time, you created problems, we're gonna do this for you. That's what it is. All that mentality. So yes, I don't trust any of them, and just wish the people of South Sudan well. But if there's anyone that will bring genuine peace, it is the people of South Sudan. It's not the SPLM at all. SPLM they just, yeah, they're not the same anymore. It's not the same SPLM.
Thank you.
Anyways, Jongkor, I'll let you go.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right then.
All right, let me go back here to my list and see who else requested to be brought in. See here. Sorry for those commercial. All right, so requests, dear brothers, sisters. Yeah, I see. So I don't know if your net will cooperate here, Emmanuel. I want to bring you in and get your perspective as well. I saw you guys request. Yes, I'll bring you all. So. Emmanuel Sunday, Dijon, good to see you.
Good to see you, Comrade Jongkor. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, but just a little bit. We have some issue with the, broadcast got canceled. We have been locked out, but we are on again. It's all right. We handle this. So welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Go ahead with your insight. Our time today, we have a lot of people to speak. I'll give you, around 7 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Well, there's no problem. I have been closely monitoring
Yes.
and watching together with our audience how Comrade Suzanne Jambo was trying to put across her points as she discusses the issues pertaining Republic of South Sudan.
Correct.
It has actually been our concern as citizens of that country to ensure that the country returns to normalcy, which in most cases has not worked. But eventually, there was this huge get-together. Although solicited, it was a crowd by all standards. And then they were informed by the leadership that they would not be in the position to repeat the mistakes that happened in the previous years as far as peace agreement is concerned and its violation. First of all, this agreement is referred to as revitalized archives or archives, whatever they call it. What is it that was getting revitalized? There is nothing that has been revitalized because it is not comprehensive in the sense that there are huge oppositional forces that are still in the butchers of the country. And as they were celebrating, there was also ongoing fighting in the territories of Yei. Could that be peace? Or does celebration signifies presence of peace? That is one fact about that peace. Concerns have been raised as to whether the peace was going to hold or not. In real sense, we cannot foretell what may happen. But going by the scripts and reading from our previous knowledge, the peace may hold or may not hold. In the sense that it holds, it is simply because the oppositions have been incapacitated. The way Riek Machar has been humbled enough so that he cannot be able to claim his due leadership role that would be annexed by Kir and the counterpart such as Taban. So, and the eventual outcome would be Riek will be a leader that is only accommodated, and he will not be having many rights as he would wish to claim. That is how I view it from that angle. And so, if Riek accepted the fact that he will have no power to run the system, then the peace will hold. But if he is still holding to a point of collegiate leadership that was earlier proposed in the agreement, the main text that has now been revitalized,
correct,
then it will not go well with Kir and the cronies. And the fact that there are so many vice presidents, the transaction of the business itself will be chaotic. Chaotic in the sense that I know the ego of South Sudanese, there will be some among them that will call them more equal than others. And the outcome will be again disagreement here and there. And if some of them may accept to get marginalized, and Kira has openly come out that there are so many vice presidents, but he has nothing to offer them, particularly in the personal service of those leaders, then the likelihood of sentiments coming up would be there also. So as a country, there is much to be done, and particularly at this current time, when everybody is actually on high alert on whether these things will go as planned or not. That is it. For our movement, the South Sudan United Front, and those other ones that have been left out, including General Thomas Chirillo, we have always been mentioning that we need peace. But since Kir has refused to accept us as peace partners, and he is interested in imposing war on us, we still give benefit of doubt to South Sudanese. Because the grantors of peace are interested in ensuring that South Sudan has to return to its old ways as a country that is that young, it has to recuperate from all the damages that it has incurred and eventually grow into a country that is viable and self-sustaining. That is the interest of the grantors. And it is to the interest of people like us. When we opted to oppose the system in Juba, we do not have the intention to kill South Sudanese. We have the intention to rectify what has gone wrong and improve the system so that it can work efficiently for the good of citizens. At the same time, we were interested in seeing this country getting to the right track. With Kir and Riek now coming together, South Sudan United Front and other oppositions will not be terrified. They are usually people that are not cordial. They are people of high magnitude in terms of expression of anger. Therefore, who knows that their words that they were expressing the other day, and particularly President Salva Kiir through his spokesperson, Michael Makuilwet, who eventually said there would be no room for Salva Kiir to work with Riek Machar again. If those things could just be erased overnight, and we know sometimes our president is a tricky man in the sense that he say one thing and does the other, we will not be optimistic adequate in the sense that Kiir may even violate the agreement himself, despite many vows. If you have seen how Suzanne Jambo was going soft and soft, it is simply because it is time now for accommodation. And if you don't speak in the language that does not demean the king, you will be left out. And so that is a language of appeasement in some words. But the truth is, Salva Kiir is still hostile and he is creating enmity. Look in his recent interview with Jeb Koinange live. He opted to insult other opposition leaders with disrespect, including my chairman, and then try now to act like a catalyst, creating high speed of reactivity, like, oh, General Malong was to kill Riek Machar, and so they are now about to be friends. If those were to be actually spoken from the right terms, we would say if Riek were to be killed, the orders would again be attributed to the president because he's the commander-in-chief and they were the one fighting in J1. Have sentiments of J1 ended? Some people have attributed J1 incident as a brainchild of General Taban Dengai. Is Taban not in the equation? And how will he be compatible with the fact that Riek Machar is going to be the first vice president where he was just enjoying the leadership credence? That is a fact that should be analyzed. And the fact also
so wrap it up. Emmanuel, wrap it up because we run out of time and I have a lot of people actually wanted to contribute today.
Yeah. The fact also hold this way, Mr. Jongkor, that Riek Machar and Taban hails from the same area, and more so they are they are related in blood. Why would they be holding two significant positions in the country? This is a question that would be asked, and particularly by the people that will feel disadvantaged if all goes that way. So if Riek Machar will be kept in and Taban Dengai in, and it is good for South Sudanese, we're going to see what the reaction would be. And if one of them would be dropped in the interest of harmony and also what we refer to as balance, because the SPLM has actually not chosen a system for governance. It is today a democracy, tomorrow people go for power sharing and whatever. That's not how democracy works. And therefore, we would want to see which formula would be used, and particularly after 8 months. And moreover, what is it that will happen before the true implementation, before the national government is put in place? Many things will happen. I see it as a time only for the warring parties to reorganize and gain international and local support so that they can ram again. That is a gain of momentum in some words. So I do not see peace has returned in the country for a number of reasons. As I have already stated, one is that there are some other forces that have been left out, and they are supposed to be included in the peace process by all means, including persuasion and whatever mechanisms that the government seemed and the mediators seemed have seemed reliable. But eventually, big forces, big significant forces have been left out, and they have been just ignored in the interest of maybe a quick union. And we have stated the other day that Kir is thinking that there is already a guarantee because al-Bashir is on his side and Museveni is on his side after he has given the resources of South Sudanese to them. So he would be comfortably there. It is not all about comfort of Salva Kiir. It has to be the comfort of South Sudanese. Are South Sudanese people getting what they deserved? Are they getting peace? Are they experiencing what I could refer harmony with each other? There is nothing like that. And if there is nothing like that, it is pertinent that there will be hiccups here and there. And if they are here and there, then it is not peace. It is not presence of Riek Machar in Juba that equates to peace. It is stoppage of death from all those causes that result to it. I think because of no time, I will stop. But on the subsequent talks, we will be able to give more analysis on the matters pertaining South Sudan.
Correct.
But we are not supposed to scratch on the surface. We have to go deeper. We are not interested in position. We are supposed to dig out why people were fighting. They were not fighting because they needed 5 vice presidents in the country. It is only a formula implied by the mediators to test waters. And if you test, these experiments will finish our people because they end up in huge pop-ups of war. And the consequences would be grave eventually to the common citizens who have no any reason to die. And for this reason, I would again say, let's watch closely and see if Salva Kiir will mean his words by this hour. And shukran ya Ben Kabir. We shall link up in the next session.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sandy Dijon, joining us there. Actually, I was interested in asking you a question, but we run out of time because I don't understand what's going on in Kenya. Why Kenya they didn't want to participate? Are you guys is that something to do with SSUF effect there in Nairobi or what it is? I don't know.
Well, we are an entity that does not meddle into anybody's affairs, and we cannot speak for Kenya because we are not Kenyans, and we are not also spokespersons of the Kenyan government. The right question would go to the leadership of this country. Here we are only guests, and a guest is not supposed to know the inner part of the house of the host. So eventually we do not know, and we have never talked to them about why they did not go to the peace forum. Perhaps Salva Kiir has invited them with hostility. He has actually bypassed them several times, and that has happened recently. When the schedule was mentioning Kenya as one of the countries that would be visited by the warring parties and the mediators, so that they can also talk on other modalities that would be applied. But it is pertinent that Kenya might have been aggrieved by the fact that South Sudan is turning away from them, and more so to al-Bashir. And Kenya is actually the midwife that led to the comprehensive peace agreement, and eventually the comprehensive peace agreement resulted in a country called South Sudan. As to why Kenyans did not participate, this is a question that they can answer, and perhaps Kiir can answer because he is the host on the other side. Yeah.
Thank you so much, for answering that question. Please stick around. We may bring you back. Thank you. So let me go ahead here, my dear brothers, sisters, concerned citizens of South Sudan, followers. Malej, we been having hard time here with that thing, but we got it in control right now. Let me go ahead and call those. Just send in your requests. We'll bring you in. Send in your requests. How about Emanuela Jawin? Emanuela Jawin, I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer that. All right. Yeah, we got you.
Oh, Jongkor.
Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Not too bad, and I hope my internet works today.
The topic is very perfect.
The topic is very interesting.
Yes. So
well, let me start first by thanking you for inviting me and giving me the chance to comment. Also, let me thank our sister from Australia, Apuk. I think she spoke hard and she really gave a proper analysis of the situation that is happening regarding the SPLM. I just have a few comments, and also let me thank our sister, Suzanne Jambo, for her articulate deliberations and speaking honestly from her heart, and also to tell us the intrigues and what was happening within the SPLM. I will try to confine my comments to two issues, but before that, I wanted to know from you whether we're going to have a discussion later on the recent celebration, or we just have to lump it all together.
Yeah, they are all together actually. Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, then I will just go into it. The first thing that Susan talked about, I think she had three pertinent issues she spoke about. The first one, she was very optimistic, of course, about democratic transformation, and to her, it seems, I may be wrong, but picking from what she's saying, Susan seemed to look at election as the the end itself, but not mean to an end. I beg to disagree that the government now, and under the current peace agreement that has been signed, there will be a true democratic transformation in the country as we know it. Leave alone that the state of emergency, as up to today, it has not been lifted in the country. So the freedoms that curtail the democratic exercise of the speech, assembly, expressing one's opinions, it's not there. And you could also see the agony in Riak's statement when he was talking during the celebration. He was saying that the atmosphere need to be made conducive for democratic, for the democratic transformation. People should be allowed to speak. People should use even SPLM, IO, Viva, Waye, and all these kind of things. These are not yet, they know there's no environment for it in South Sudan. But what would have created an environment that is conducive for democratic transformation? Jongkor, what would have created this to most of us who were involved on the discussions of the peace talks was the issue of creating a national army, a national security apparatus, and a competent police force. If you look at this agreement and looking at what President Kiir continued to utter, and this is in line with the government's delegation during the peace talks, they keep on saying that we're not going to have a new national army. What we're going to have is a cantonment of all the opposition forces. Then we vet them and choose those that are physically capable and those who are competent to be absorbed into the South Sudan Defense Force that he has made, with changing from the SPLA to South Sudan Defense Force. Now, if this is to happen, it will mean that Kiir will continue having absolute command of the so-called SSDF. You will have an absolute command on the national security, and the numbers of the opposition, of course, that will be observed will be minimal to pose any threat to him. That will not set a level playing ground for democratic transformation, because we know that in Africa, the dictators, they use a lot of intimidation, using the national security, using the national army to achieve the so-called victory. So in most of Africa, we know the victory even before elections are held under dictatorship. And if we go in, as Susan now is trying to say, and you ask a good question because I was listening to her, and I was wondering when you're going to ask her when she's going to go to Juba. And it seems now she seems to be going to Juba. hoping that there'll be a democratic transformation. And it's brave of her to be a guinea pig, to accept herself to be a guinea pig of Kiir, to test how Kiir is serious about democratic transformation. We hope wish her good luck. But looking from a close scrutiny, which he describes, that when he looks, he was saying something interesting, which I found very contradictory. She said, when you look closely and examine the peace agreement, it doesn't look good. But when you close your eyes, you know, which means you appeal to the emotional aspect of your feeling, this peace may work for the sake of our people. I mean, we are not doing political voodoo.
You are doing assessment from the law perspective.
Yeah, we cannot just do a political voodism, you know, and with a lack whether it will work or not. We are based on our feelings. We are looking at it scientifically and looking at the approaches that we think this peace agreement could hold on. There are pillars that agreement will depend on. If these pillars are shaken, then it is doubtful that this agreement will work. You know, I describe the agreement, especially those who are pledged to work together, Dr. Riag and President Kiir, like an hyena who is going to repent to God and praying to God that, Father, please, you know, forgive. From now onward, you know, I will eat nobody's sheep, I will eat nobody's goat. And before he finished his prayers, God said, you know, hyena, before I answer your prayer, but how are you going to survive anyway if you don't eat these people thing, you know, because it is how you live, you know. So these guys, they're coming to us and try to repent, you know, it's not going to work. And as you said correctly, how many times have you heard President Kiir saying, I apologize to the people of South Sudan? You put it correctly 3 times. And 3 times he defaulted, you know, 3 times he defaulted on it. So what it is that will make it work this time? So I don't think there's a democratic space. The second issue I wanted to touch on, which I agree with our sister, Suzanne Jambo, is the issue of the national dialogue. You know, Kiir spent a lot of time on the issue of national dialogue. And I'll tell you why he doesn't want other bodies to be set up. You know, the agreement that they have signed, the revitalized agreement, it has chapter 5. Chapter 5, article 2.2, I think. It talks about the issue of the creation, no, article 2 of chapter 5. It talks about the creation of Commission for Truth, Reconciliation and Healing. The establishment of Commission for Truth, Reconciliation and Healing. Now, this commission was supposed to be established 6 months after the government of transitional unity, which they will have maybe by May in place. Then you will form it up. So what is the mandate of this? And Jongkor, I just want to read this for the sake of our audience.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, the mandates and the functions, as it comes in the agreement for the Commission for Truth, Reconciliation and Healing, 2.1, it says, without prejudice to the administration of an access to justice, the CTRH shall inquire into all, underline, should inquire into all aspects of human rights violations and abuses, breaches of rule of law, and excessive abuses of power committed against all persons in South Sudan by state, non-actors, and on their agents and allies. Okay? This is what is quoted. So it talks about holding and inquiring into all human rights violations that have taken place since 2013. This is a part of chapter 5 of the revitalized agreement. Now, why is Kiir avoiding this? Kiir, the National Dialogue Committee that he has constituted at the present, with all due respect to those who are sitting on it, most of them, they were appointed single-handedly by him. Okay? So their mandate does not come with this, you know. So by Kiir preaching that the national dialogue should continue, he is avoiding the establishment of the Commission of Truth and Reconciliation that will look on the abuses of human rights violations in the country.
Interesting.
Okay, so yeah, this is what he's doing. You know, Kiir thinks all of, I mean, the government in Juba think people are dumb. People don't read. You know, this is what the agreement says. Now, if he's saying about formation of a national dialogue, okay, national dialogue that he has now, that led by Angelo Beda, Honorable Angelo Beda, does not have within his mandates what I just read to you. You know, so if this is the reading of Kir, it will mean Kir will work so hard that the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is not established. Okay, so if it's not established, the alternative now is the national dialogue that he has.
But
so he will tell the people that let us stick to national dialogue.
And correct,
go on,
wrong, Emmanuel. The national as a representation, you know, has already made it clear that President Kir, Riek Machar, should step aside. That's what I hear from the national dialogue, the one that he appointed.
Yes.
Are they working with that? Are they going to accept that? That's something, you know, I don't understand.
No, Kir will not step down, Jongkor. If you see the interview with Jeff, Jeff asked him twice, you know, and he said, no, it is not up to me to step down. It is the people of South Sudan that will decide for me to step down, you see. And now what he means is that it is through election where people could actually say they want him or they don't want him. So if that is the understanding of President Kir, then regardless of what recommendation the so-called national dialogue will do, will not bear any fruits. And also the national dialogue, as the English says, he who tuned the pipes, you know, called the tunes. You know, the national dialogue team was constituted and appointed by him. So where do you think their loyalty lies? You know, their loyalty, of course, it is with him, with the president. So this is the point I wanted to raise. There's another issue that Suzanne talked about. Suzanne said that the crowd that came out on the 31st, it is an indication, it is a referendum almost to the acceptance of the peace agreement. I would like to disagree with my sister Suzanne that, you know, if I capture a lion and bring it to the market in Konyo Konyo and people gathered, you know, to around the lion, it doesn't mean they're coming to support the lion or they're excited about seeing the lion. They may be coming with different aspects. Some may be just inquisitive. They have never seen a lion before, or they want to see whether it is truly a lion. It doesn't mean when you have the crowd is coming to support what has been signed.
All right.
The other issue I wanted to raise is the issue of President Museveni, and he talked about Jok. You know, Jok in Acholi and in the Luo language, and I think in the Dinka is a little bit different because our languages have a little bit of deviations. Jok is actually God. Jok is God, so I think he was mentioning God. Jok in Acholi, Jok in Shuluk and Nyuag and the rest is God. But Jok, I mean, someone who
right in part of Dinka too. When they pray the whatever, you know, in Bor area,
Jok is God.
Too. Yeah, it's God. But
Jok is God. Jok is God. But I was listening to him attentively, and I wanted to know what he was trying to drive at. When he took the platform, he said, "I don't talk that Arabic of yours," you know. And then he started going into this mode of, you know, talking about Hawiya and self-interest.
Yeah.
And I don't think South Sudan has a problem of Hawiya. You know, the only problem of identity is North Sudan, unless he was japping Bashir under the belt.
I think,
you know, I think he was japping him.
Yes, he tried to remind us here. The guy you guys are hacking now, the guy you guys are saying that you give him the award of, you know, Prince of Peace or whatever, you know, the Hitsan Salam. This is the guy that yesterday used to say that Huwiya al-Arabiya Muhaddada, okay? Min qibl al-Afarad. This is the guy that used to kill you, and I was helping you. You have issue with Huwiya yesterday. So it felt like there is a sense of jealousy here, you know. Bashir wanted to take Bashir wanted to take the share of the lion. He wanted to take the share of the lion. That's why he talked about the Huwiya. And he said it must
I don't think he wasn't. Yeah, because Hawiya does not apply to us South Sudanese. So I was wondering where this Hawiya coming from.
And
you
he
know,
said it in
and
he said it in
yeah. You know, somebody was trying to correct me here that Jok is not God. Jok is different from one person to another. You know, in Shuluk, for example, a witchcraft, you call it a Jok. A Jok is someone who is a witchcraft, you know. But when you say Jok, you know, Jok to us is God, and I think to most of the Luo speakers it's the same meaning. But that's not the issue. The issue is why he was putting it in that context, you know. So I feel as your analysis was correct, it was a way of japping it. Now, whether the celebration of this peace agreement will truly bring peace is very subjective. And we have said, when you look at it closely, it does not warrant it. What is there to celebrate? It's just like someone who has just gone to university first year and he calls for a party for his graduation when he has not even finished the university. It's meaningless. You know, the celebration should have come when you already have certain benchmark that has been achieved. 6 months in politics, leave alone 1 week, is a long time. And the way now I'm looking at how the president is making his statement, one, on the issue of the security arrangement, saying that is a matter of, you know, vetting the opposition. This is a very serious problem in the near future. The second issue is now the issue of reconciliation he's talking about. Okay, that means he's not interested on the provision of Chapter 5 that talks about the formation, Article 2 of the, you know, the Truth and Reconciliation issue. Now, if this is the case, and this is the understanding that the president now is trying to renegade from these important articles and provisions, it is very serious, and it puts the agreement in a limbo. The last thing I wanted to comment before, because a lot of people, or you may have another question, is the issue of truth and reconciliation, which is of critical importance. You know, the African Union, that report that was made by former President Abu Sanjo, to form the hybrid court for South Sudan. I think the U.S. already released the money, around $3 to $5 million US, for instituting of the, you know, of the hybrid court. And I'm aware that the advertised work job advertisement. I am aware that job advertisement in Addis Ababa has already gone in terms of personnel need to be recruited. This needs to be started as soon as possible. You know, it need to be made functional, because peace without justice is not peace. Peace has to go together with justice, and justice delayed, Jongkor, is justice denied. You know, people must be held accountable for the crimes, the commission of crime that has been taking place in the Republic of South Sudan. So this is the point I just wanted to highlight for now.
Well, thank you so much, you know, Emmanuel Ajawin, for coming on with this perspective. I want you to hang around, because I'm going to bring you for sure. You know, there are some stuff pop up out of nowhere here that require, you know, to discuss together. So thank you so much.
I will be around. Thank you.
Be around. Thank you. All right. All right. Let me go ahead here. Atilio, I was asking you to send me a request, but I didn't see a request. I'm sorry, Jama. I'm using big device, kind of giving me a little bit hard time here today, but I will use to it for sure. I will use to it. Let me go ahead and see. So you didn't send it. Maybe you don't want to do it now. I don't know. Let me go ahead on my list here and see who is next. I saw your request, Chankwat. Please don't go away. Sabata, I saw your request. So Sabata, since you are in US, let me go ahead and bring Chankwat, because it's gonna be night for them. It's gonna be early morning. You sleep, Sabata, hang on. I'll bring you in. But let me go for Chankwat at the moment. And Tongyang, I saw you as well. Don't go away. And Abu Yasmin, I want you to send a request, please, if that's possible. Jongkor.
Jongkor, how you doing, man?
Where you have been hiding? I've been, you know, calling you, texting you for many days, and you don't respond. Especially last week.
Hey, to be honest with you, can you call Tongjang if he's there, man? The guy has been waiting.
No, I will call him. But I'm saying, what's going on with Chamkwat? Is Chamkwat going to be a deputy ambassador, or that's why he doesn't want to come here and talk to concerned citizens of South Sudan? What's going on, Chamkwat?
No, nothing at all, man.
You still can hold that position. It's not a problem. You know. Go ahead, brother.
Oh well, to be honest with you, anyway, let me just say my part of stories.
Okay.
Because it seemed like we just want to tell the stories here. You know, to be honest with you, Jongkor, part of me is a bit confused with what we want as South Sudanese. You know, because every week in, week after, we come here and we talk and do the talking
Yes.
as much as we want. And then in the end, we just, we just go off again and then come back come back the following week. What I can say here is that, regardless of how we view the peace.
Oh, I remember that. And actually, I apologize to Brother Attilio. Brother Attilio actually has lost, his wife, aunt, and last couple of days, I call him last, week. And I believe that's why he's not, able to, our condolence, and prayers to the family. We apologize one more time to you, Attilio, and please, regards to the family. Go ahead, continue.
All right. Look, what I'm trying to say here is that, I'm that kind of person that always want to, be honest with what I want to say. All of us have tasted the bitter swell of this war, and we can all agree that the war have cost us dearly or greatly. Today, if there is a window of opportunity that we can actually use to bring about peace, whether it's a peace that is started in a way that you like or a way that you dislike, I think we can give it a go and see where it takes us. Personally, you guys know where I stand. I probably would say I don't support this peace 100%, but at the end of the day, if it can silence the guns and it can afford to bring our people back home, then I think it is a peace that we can start to support. Now with those people that continue to agitate, those people that want to be negative about the peace, the question is, if the peace avail itself now, whether it is 100% peace or not.
We love peace, Jongkor. We love peace, and we want this peace to continue. But we are pointing out things that are going to trigger the problem. This is what we are trying to do. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, it's okay. But what I'm trying to say here, Jongkor, is to make sure that we know the direction we're heading, because Brother Jongkor, we cannot be negative, positives, and then half negative, half positive. Where the heck are we heading? Why? I would love someone to come here and say, look, hey, I don't like this peace. Let me pursue my peace using, bullets. That person, at least I would have respect for that, such a person. But I dislike those people that come here and talks, and then in the end they say, we don't, this peace is not genuine. Well, if it's not genuine, what is the alternative? What is the alternative? And this is a question all South Sudanese should be asking, that, okay, if our two leaders or our two warring parties now have come out clearly and say, okay, we want this peace, even though I doubt it, or even though you doubt it, why don't we give them a chance and see, maybe they have learned through what they have, previously done. Maybe they have learned through what have gone wrong. Okay? So I'm really, really sick and tired of people that come out and continue to criticize the peace without giving us the alternative. What is the alternative? As of now, Brother Jongkor, what is our alternatives apart from this peace? If we cannot support this peace now 100%, what is it that we want? Do we want to continue talking and criticize our leaders? Someone said earlier that justice delayed is justice what?
Denied.
Exactly. We have heard a lot about the history of wars across the globe. Some of the wars that were fought maybe 50 years ago, the justice are not even served up to now. Okay? So some of them are now going through trial for justice to be served.
Jongkor, actually what he tried to say here, Emmanuel Ajawin, talk about the justice. And I asked that question to Comrade Suzanne Jambo. Is it going to be possible? Hybrid court, is it going to be effective? It's going to be formed so they can go after those, you know, committed atrocity? And from IO perspective, I can ask this question too. Is IO okay not to have accountability for those who lost their life, whether in Juba or in Malakal or in Bantu, in Bor, in all these places? Is it okay? We just fought for all this thing and now we are going in and we don't want any accountability because I am a vice president or because I'm going to be a foreign minister? Is that what we fought for? That's the question that I'm throwing. Go ahead.
No, no one says that there will be no accountability, Jongkor. Personally, myself, I want accountability. I would love to see everybody that have done wrong be held accountable for the actions, so that the future of our country is never jeopardized again. Okay, there is no question that we all want accountability, but who can be held accountable at this point in time, Brother Jongkor? No one. Why? Because we don't have peace in South Sudan. You cannot go and take Dr. Riek Machar to court at this situation that we are in today. You cannot even take Salva Kiir to court at this situation that we are in today. What we need at first is we need peace. And once we have peace, and there is hybrid court, or all the other, all the other courts are set up, then everybody will be taken to court on a trial. You heard Riek Machar speaking. You heard the statement of Riek Machar.
I did.
On
31st.
No, Dr. Riek Machar said clearly that he's urging the AU and the IGAD to speed up the process of a hybrid court. You heard him say that, right?
He did.
Yes, he did. If you analyze that, what would be behind that? He wanted people to be taken to court. But we cannot take people to court while we are still in war. All right, let me come back to the issue of the
wrap it up.
The interview. The interview that you had with Sister Suzanne Jambo.
Yes.
I reckon she actually spoken well, to be honest. And that's why I was making a little bit, fun about what she was saying, because I said, look, we are a generation of, great talkers, and we need to give birth to a generation of implementers. All right. So that's what I said earlier. That all of us as South Sudanese, we know how to talk. We can talk. You can talk for hours and hours, which is great. But we have got no implementers. We have no people that can implement what we are saying. So I think the best part that I like about what Suzanne Jambo said is the fact that she was so furious of what have gone wrong in the country. She didn't like what have gone wrong in the country, right? And that is the same thing that we have been talking about for the last 5 years or even 7 years. We have been saying that our country is being run and managed through a wrong direction. So I actually like the fact that she came out today and realized that the government she was serving have done something wrong. All right. So I think her interview was great. And the fact that you asked her a lot of questions and she responded, in a manner that reflects, the fact that she's a politician, then that's good, But one thing that I don't like, or one thing I didn't like in how she was ending up interview is the fact that she came out to give her own version about what she went through. For example, she talked about her not getting half of her money and things like that.
Then it is her right, to...
No, hold on. And it is my right to...
Of course. Oh, we lost Jongkor for some reason. I don't know what happened. Let me bring him so you can finish that thought really quick and we move on. Jongkor, go ahead and send it so you can wrap it up really in 1 or 2 minutes. I know they've been calling you. Send that in really quick, because I have people lining up. Or maybe your battery is is dead, because that's kind of when someone exits like that. Sometimes it can be. Okay.
All right, let me just conclude by saying this.
Yeah, go ahead, wrap it up.
Yeah, what I was about to say, what I was about to say is that, this is my own opinion. I'm not telling you guys to support it or not. I'm very open-minded. I can give my own opinion about how, what I see. I didn't want her to, I would never like her to open up at this point in time. We still have time to bring all our leaders into account so that they can be honest about what have actually taken place. Sometimes it is like you are rushing ahead. You are trying to clean yourself of the mess as soon as possible when there is still time ahead. So I believe she would have reserved that for the future. But it's up to her anyway, but that's my opinion about what I think. She should have reserved that part of, that part of her story or suffering that, the suffering that she has been put through. Because remember, she's trying to campaign to be a leader. If she's trying to campaign to be a leader, why would she rush into a judgment?
No, because there were an accusation that she was part of the corruption, during the independence of South Sudan. And actually, she was answering those questions, and she elaborated more what happened exactly. That's why those came out. If I didn't ask that question, actually, those wouldn't come out,
All right. So, all right. Anyway, Brother Jongkor, I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I believe, the show is great. And, to be honest, I want those who don't want peace to tell us the alternative way forward as of now. Correct. Instead of them coming to say that this peace will not work. Yes, let us criticize our leaders. Let us, give our thoughts on how it can work and how it might not work. Okay. But let us not just be those people that only come and say, this peace will not work, it will not work, and you are not giving us an alternative. I would rather support someone that come and say, hey, I don't like this peace, let me go and buy myself a gun and continue to fire it.
Okay, thank you so much, Jongkor, for being part of this. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go ahead here and bring other South Sudanese as well.
Thank you.
No problem. You have a wonderful day. So now, I know that I have so many on my list. Now, Tongyang, you are a brother-in-law. Just wait for a moment. Let me go ahead and bring Sabata, and I'll bring you for sure. Go ahead, Sabata, answer that. Tongyang, I'm not ignoring you. I will come. Hello.
Hi, Brother Jongkor, how are you doing?
I am doing good. Good to see you, man. So
nice to see you too. Thank you for hosting me in your show, and I also want to thank all those who are watching at this time. And I want to be very quick and brief, and then I will conclude by some few remarks on what the current speaker Chankwath have just said. The one who just left the show.
Go ahead,
brother. Yes, Brother Jongkor, what I would like to say is, after listening to what Suzanne Jambo said, Suzanne Jambo actually presented many facts and also many opinions, her stances as far as the issues that are happening in South Sudan. And I grabbed one that is very important that I would like to focus on, is her hope. She's very hopeful that the only way to remove Dr. Riek and Kir is through elections. So in other words, she is very hopeful that there will be a honest, sincere election taking place under the leadership of the SPLM. What I would like to say here is, Jongkor, what we are seeing happening today is not very new. In 2015, when ARCIS was signed, all of these things were on the table, including elections was supposed to take place at the end of the 3 years when ARCIS was signed. And Dr. Riek Machar went inside there in 2016, and all these pre-transitional committees were also there. They were negotiated. Those committees were going to be formed. So pretty much everything that we are seeing today was basically there in ARCIS, okay? But reality did hit, and the reality that did hit that we saw at that time was the fact that President Kir used the army, of which he is in command, to basically get into altercation with the IO at the time, and we have seen continuous fighting for about 2 days, and the IO had to leave, and they pursued IO all the way. Now, when that happened, I remember Dr. Riek himself, after he has recovered, he made a testimony. He said when he was in the bush running, he called Festus Mohi, who was the chairman of JEMEC at the time, told Festus Mohi to see into it that the UN forces make what is called a buffer zone to make a closure between them and the government forces at the time, but Festus Mohi did not respond to that. And many politicians, including Suzanne Jambo, I'm sure they were aware of what had been happening. I don't remember anybody who had the ability to stop what was going on. And at that time, ARCIS was regarded dead by others. ARCIS was regarded as at the point of collapsing by others, you know, and by others like the SPLM, ARCIS was still going on with Taban Dengai. So the bottom line is what I'm trying to say here to Suzanne Jambo is that when she was speaking hopefully and with energy that this time they are going to make sure that these elections are going to happen, they are going to make sure that there's going to be honesty and sincerity, and these two leaders are going to be elected out. I don't know whether she forgot all those incidences that took place in 2015. Now, rather in 2016. Now, with that being said,
she said she felt like it's going to be different than what we have before. Yeah, she mentioned we discussed actually what happened in 2016, but she said she's very hopeful because the way they are handling it, you know, this time. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, this time there are these pre-transitional committees that are getting formed right now. Even in 2015, 2016 in ARCIS, those transitional committees were supposed to be formed, even though they have not been formed. Now, when the revitalized ARCIS was formed, what we have seen is the very party, that is SPLM, that proved aggressive and did not implement ARCIS, were pretty much rewarded even with more seats as compared to the deal of ARCIS. And the other thing that we have also seen is they are also being rewarded in the way that the forces this time are not going to be two. You know, the forces are going to be amalgamated as one into what is called the South Sudan Defense. And all these are under Kir. So basically, when you look at the revitalized ARCIS, it is rewarding the party that was pretty much aggressive at the time. Now, here is a situation where, you know, one can just use logic. In 2015, 2016, this party was not that powerful. but it was able to go very aggressive and spoiled everything, including people who were. But today, they are being given all those powers as far as ministerial, parliamentary, and also they are going to be in control of army. So for somebody to come and say, oh, you know what, the chairman of the SPLM is going to be voted out, is pretty much unrealistic. I think Emmanuel Ajawin had said earlier that we know how the African governments works. Traditionally, it is always those who are in power, who are controlling the military apparatus, who seem to be winning, because they always rig election. They always use this military apparatus to sometimes intimidate voters. They do everything necessary to remain in power. So basically, what I'm trying to say here, Jongkor, is what we are seeing is these guys are going to be voted out back under a system of governance that is pretty much going to be more of a fascist system.
Look like having issues with the net.
The person who is going to win is definitely going to be Kir, given he is in control of the national security. Now, the other thing that I would like to make certain comments or remarks on what
it looked like you have problem network, something like that. Sabata.
Oh yeah, it's my notification. The notification is on, so when people keep coming in, it keeps distracting the line. So in conclusion, what I would like to say is I'm going to make a comment on what the last speaker before Jongkor. There are people who look at organization of a society through the lens of what is called institutions. And these people are called institutionalists, by the way. And that is why Emmanuel Ajawin earlier was talking about pillars. If there are certain pillars missing, you will not see peace. You see, now, in order to have a very well organized society, you need properly set institutions. Every time those institutions are missing or are absent, you are going to see chaos. And one of the institutions is the military institutions, okay, is the military institution. Our military institution remain tribal by nature and remain to be people who are mostly unethical and not well trained. So people who are institutionalists will always look at that society and say, you know what, that society is not going to be balanced, because every time people talk about peace, they look at institutions. They want to see those institutions, whether the setup of those institutions understand from perspective of sociology and from perspective of political science, that always people are organized best through well-constructed institutions. So in the absence of those institutions, people will continue to say that society is going to remain distorted and peace will always be not possible.
Now, Sabata, you know, to wrap it up, Jongkor actually had a question, and he said that, okay, if this peace is not working, if some people see this peace is not working, what is the other mean, you know, of moving forward? Are you telling me that you're going to take the gun and fight this government in order to remove it? Or what are you going to do? That's the question that he threw in, and he needed answer.
You see, well, Jongkor is a very practical person. A person who asks such a question is a very practical person. But I also want to tell South Sudanese that we have South Sudan Opposition Alliance out there. Those people, they also have their strategies. And they are still in struggle. You see, now the problem with our people is they tend to look at Dr. Riek, put eye to certain individuals. Okay, they only put eye to certain individuals. Now, if Dr. Riek Machar had not signed this peace and is still outside, people will still look at something called a legitimate resistance. But the fact that he has already signed, people want to think that, oh, you know what, everything Kalas is okay. How about the South Sudan Oppositional Alliance? These are legitimate organizations that could even run the country better than those of Riek Machar and Kir, as far as ability to run the government. So people ask for alternative. The alternative is out there. Let people go and organize themselves under the South Sudan Opposition Alliance. That is if people really have what is called a vision and they want to get to a vision. But if they don't have those vision, then that's the problem.
Yeah, so, and his question, I know you haven't had time, and his question was saying that, and then the remaining South Sudanese alliances, will they be able, if to get a gun, to overthrow this government? Do they have that ability to do so?
Well, the ability does not fall from the sky. The ability is when people come together and put up a plan. Yes, they do have an ability. Look, when SPLM fought and brought a referendum for people to vote for the separation, SPLM started, one by one, and they came together and formed that ability. Jongkor don't say ability they were no. You count yourself. Say I am here. I'm going to be part of that. This is just how simple as the truth is.
Yeah, sorry, man. You have a lot. Thank you so much, Sabata, for coming on and airing your perspective as well. It was good, to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And next time I will take my notification out so that I will not have all those disturbance.
No problem. Okay. Let me move here and bring in. Yeah, Jamal, go ahead and send in your requests. I know some people are getting frustrated because they waited for a long time. Tongjang, I think maybe he got mad and he left. But Tongjang, I want you to request. Go ahead and send in your request. I'll bring you in. I know you waited for quite a bit. Go ahead and send me a request, Tongjang. Can you do that? All right. I see your request. I'll bring you guys. I'll bring everybody. We still have enough time. Tongjang Nyandeng, good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, Malish, thank you for being patient. You waited for quite a bit.
No, it's good.
What? I don't want people to say that I'm using nepotism because you are a brother-in-law. So I have to, you have to wait a little bit.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
That's why I wait too.
Okay.
Here, this is what I want to say from your guest today. Suzanne Jambo, a princess of our country, has said what he had to say and what she knew about the country. And this is a good thing. No question, I'm good with it. But I have seen the princess of our country. She's going to Juba very soon because see, Kir, the only way she can seize his opportunity as the first female, and she's going to be a popular woman. They're going to size up with her because no woman kill anybody in South Sudan in election, hopefully in a land of warlord. It's a mission impossible. Suzanne is going to Juba. I understand that. But here, what's so shocking here, I will still remain from day one, and I've said it all along, there is no peace in South Sudan here. Here are scenarios. Peace between Riek Machar and Kir, they will sign it. Kir secured 3 years to implement a peace agreement. And then election coming up, Riek Machar will run. All tribe or others tribe, they will be voted for Riek Machar. And then Kir, others tribe or cronies, those parliamentarians was giving $40,000. They're going to vote for a Kir. Election rigging has come. Another war, Riek Machar will be taken out. Jongkor don't see that. A solution, Jongkor said that there should be what is alternative? Alternative if war start again between Kir and Riek Machar as a result of election rigging. If Riek Machar win, Kir will say election is rigging. And Kir will say this anything, another war come out. Riek Machar will be evicted out again. And that war crime, international community will be wrong. Solution Jongkor looking for now, if Riek Machar and Kir going back to Juba, they should be taken out and country take over by United Nations or giving someone like Gita and Pagana Mom to take over in a case our country be taken by United Nations. Because country charging war crime, you bring a massive forces and rein in and hunt down the killers, number one. And Riek Machar and Kir, they're going to be in this scenario, they're going to be the killers. Because war crime is Kir and Riek fighting. That's the solution. Jongkor don't see. What I see, Jongkor knew. Jongkor don't like justice. He said, look, it's the same person, say 2012, 2013, 20,000, they were massacred. And now to try to put justice back because they are going to be taken for a war crime in 2013. Jongkor here, and that's why now it becomes so elusive. It become a part of government, and now we're talking about solution, defending government, and giving 20,000 who are dead and let them go. Riek Machar is vice president. That's what Jongkor thinking. It's wrong. Jongkor do not play this card here. We are here. Either this country will be taken over by United Nations, and I will say no. Country should be taken over by Pagana Moam, Riek Machar, and Kir will go to heck. IO don't like that, and IO only ask justice where Riek Machar is not in power. Where Riek Machar in power, 20,000, nobody want to talk about them, and I'm exposing this, absolutely. And that is the alternative. Because when you bring war crime, Kir or Riek Machar, they go to war crime, and who remain? Second, also, this peace is not the peace is in danger. Torah Ling, which is the Gilik, has been given to Bashir to disarm IO. A lot of Denka don't know this. When they're going to know this, they're going to overthrow Kir. And Jongkor will cover this, and most of IO will cover this, because the Gilik has been given Khartoum. Miyakol from Panru will expose this. Somebody from Ruweng, from Biemnom, will tell me what I say is true. That's why IO are disarmed. And Denka don't know this. I know a lot of hardcore Kir in-laws, they're going to go in my neck, they try to crucify me, but this is coming up. That's the only way out. You cannot implement it, peace or election, and killers, they're going to be running an election. Mafia.
Now,
you will take over the country.
Now, if I ask you a question.
Absolutely.
Mother Nyandeng, the widow of our late hero, Dr. Jongkor, she's supposed to attend the peace celebration. Why she didn't come?
Here, Nyandeng, she been done. People make her like a jabada. Because her husband, since he went down and led SPLA founder, Dr. Garang, she has been spoke out in the killing when killing started in Juba. A lot of people and the situation Kir Riek ran the country, she gained momentum. And now that's the reason been designed to be a vice president of she go in and then you allure everybody inside and they're gonna die. Even a medical doctor, she will never see Nairobi.
Actually, Tuch said she was sick. I don't know. I cannot verify that. But anyway, Tuch is gonna come soon.
Yeah, it's very good here. You bring that one up. And this is a warning. If Mama Rebecca make a mistake, people call him Mama Rebecca because she's a wife of late SPLA founder. She's been put as a vice president to trap people, to make everybody go in, because a lot of people, a lot of opposition, they say, if I go with Nyandeng, I'm not the one going to be killed. Let me go with her. Nyandeng have a lot of ground supporters, even University of Iowa, Dr. Brian De Silver, who in charge in Africa fall in the State Department. You cannot kill Mama Rebecca. A lot of opposition, they try to shield herself in and take him in Juba. If she make a mistake, go to Juba, and she gets sick, she serves food in Juba, she will not go out with the Bashir, with anybody. And she will stuck there and die in Juba, Nairobi, Kampala, she will never go. Kir will bring a doctor, even in London, to give her treatment in Juba. Mama Rebecca should make no mistake into this. And then we see, keep in the hand of Riek Machar, let two of them divided a power, and let we see justice, Nuer dead, Denka dead, say away, any tribe dead, say away, and then we will see an election. And the fight will break out.
All right, Tongyang Nyandeng, thank you so much, my brother. It was good to see you.
Thank you.
Very controversial, though. Okay. Stay blessed. All right. let me go ahead here with the next speaker. All right, please send in your request, Jamal, and then I'll bring you in. I saw you, Ngor. So Chankot wanted to come back again, but Chankot, let me give opportunity to those people, and then I will be with you. Now, I'm calling you Gurukuju. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Thank you. I am all right.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you know, for delay. So it been a little, you know, difficult. But
it's okay.
Yeah, welcome back. Go ahead.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to bring in our perspective as well. But special greeting to your viewers, and thanks and appreciation to Sister Suzanne Jambo for you know, bringing new information that our people are not aware of, and that is a good sign. Just to go back quickly, first of all, I will start with our sister Suzanne. She made a bold statement that she was on one-on-one conversation with Kir Mayardit, and promise was made. Kir promised her something, and that something didn't come through. Then, since promises made and never been fulfilled, that is why she rebelled, and she became against what's so-called the SPLM and the SPLA.
I don't think that was the only reason, because she said because SPLM is not doing well the way they are running the business, it was not quite okay. That's why she decided to exit the country and form a new party. But go ahead.
If she was been given a ministerial position, so do you think she would have left the country?
I don't know.
No, she would have stayed within and continue to work with this corrupt system, the system that corrupt to its core. And it is very obvious with her language. She was very diplomatic and failed to criticize Salva Kiir and playing, dancing around so that she will be going to Juba. She wasn't part of the Khartoum peace agreement. Why she's going back to Juba and she's not a signatory to this peace agreement? It is very obvious that she's playing her game and she's looking for opportunity to go back so that to eat part of this cake that she talked about corruption. Because this corruption was going on for years and years and she was part of it. Why she didn't come out to tell us that she's using her children money for the school so that to travel with it, to pay for hotel. She can afford Wi-Fi access when she travels. Seriously, we have to take that? Suzanne Jambo cannot afford to get Wi-Fi voucher so that she can stay connected. This is bluntly lie. Because with her network, with her friend, and she talk about her relationship with Norwegian, those people who can afford you an economic ticket, they cannot buy you airtime so that you stay connected. It doesn't make sense. And as I said in one of my comments, لما يختلف اللسان يسعر المسروقات. So now she came and she sold Pagana Mom and Dengalor. We look forward. Pagana Mom will come and clear his position as well. And Dengalor will come and also give us more detail. Is it true? She was being discriminated even in her payment. in her access to travel and everything.
I
We
don't
look
think
forward to hear that perspective.
I don't think Kurkuja is insulting Dina. He is having different perspective, different opinion, and what Suzanne said. So
Dina, she
go ahead.
got a problem with the name Grikuju, so that is personal. I will not go there.
No, I
So,
don't think so.
yeah. And whatever I say, it will be an insult. Anyway, let me go forward. That with regard to Suzanne's position. Let us go back to what's so-called the SPLM. This thing is outdated. It is expired. Okay, we never discredit them for the effort they did till we have this country called the Republic of South Sudan. But they cannot continue to carry this name. And I keep saying this one over and over. The SPLM, Sudan People Liberation Movement. This party got nothing to do with South Sudan. Wake up, people. Come on. Let them reform. Start it with their name to make something that related to South Sudan. I call them the Oye party. People get upset, and they are the one continue to use and abuse our people. So it is the same SPLA now, SPLM. They start pulling themselves together so that to go and loot our resources. And that is why people like Suzanne Jambo, she's willing. When there is peace, she want to go back and join the club so that to get her part. Leave this one aside. Let us go to IGAD. Honestly, my people of Republic of South Sudan, take each and every IGAD country, okay? Take Djibouti, take Somal, take Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia. All of them are unstable country. Common sense, conventional wisdom. Brother Jongkor, if you have problem with your wife at home, with your family, would you go and bring people that all of them are divorced, they have conflict within their families, their homes are not stable, to be partner to resolve the conflict within your house? They should be qualified to manage their own affair first, those countries. If the Somalian are not stable, Djibouti, Kenyan, Uganda, and so forth, all of them are not stable. Would they be qualified to bring peace to Republic of South Sudan? This is a joke. And we have to wake up as South Sudanese. We need to pull ourselves together because Al-Arab biyugulu faqida shi la yatihi. If you don't own it, how are you going to give it to somebody? How are you going to bring stability to somebody else's country? It is all about interest.
Mm-hmm.
And Museveni eloquently, he put it clearly. The same thing with Bashir. And you have seen those two are fighting over South Sudan. Bashir is doing his business. Museveni is doing his business. بشير بيخاطبنا بوحدة بتاعت انه احنا جزء من السودان، احنا شعب واحد لدينا مصالح موحد. Museveni will come بيحرضنا ضد العروبة and identity. We are African. We are more closer to cousin here in Uganda.
We will jog. We will let jog guide. We jog there low. Low zone masima kalam gal jog ayim chimao.
So it has been on a full display on our resources, on our money. Those people have to come and debate to prove themselves.
Why do you think though Kenya didn't want to show up? What's wrong with them?
It is all about eating piece of cake. So since the Bashir and Museveni, they claim 50-50 of the whole thing, where Kenya gonna come in? So Kenya need to work with American, with hybrid court, so that to bring those who are involved in corruption and they have to play differently with the international community. And that is why Uhuru Kenyatta didn't show up at the party. Because if you listen to address that been delivered by Egyptian Prime Minister, encourage the parties to come together, and he talked about Egypt involvement, what Egypt can participate to bring security, what Egypt can participate in to bring development at all aspects. But did Museveni mention anything about helping South Sudanese, bringing relief, bringing doctors, bringing educators to help our people? Never. Did Bashir mention anything about helping our people, bring professionals to assist our people? No.
Actually, he talked about the engineer. He said that Sudanese engineers are ready to help you and do so and so. That's part that he's talk about.
Maybe I missed that part. But the Egyptian Prime Minister spoke about what they are doing and what they are willing to do. Those are kind of friends that we expect they are coming to help us and to stand with our people.
All right, wrap up with Kuju, because
I will.
Time.
Just to wrap it up with regard to this celebration. This celebration was done to reward Bashir and Museveni. يربطوا ملايات الأبيض ده ويدوا دكتوراه من جامعة جوبا لعمر بشير. Now, Jama Juba Muassasa Arik, it is a great institution. Karam Bashir al-Mujrim, Bashir al-Qatil, Bashir al-Innu Mahkama Adl Dawliya Mustanna wa ala asas innu yqaddimu le mahkama. Dazol Jama Juba da Diktora Sharafia. Lama inu bukra Bashir Yudan. Are they gonna revoke?
That's a good point.
Diktora bita salam alinu adol le Bashir? Okay, this question I will leave it out there. But we cannot also politicize academic institution. Okay, this is the message that I want to say. While people are celebrating in Juba, Jesh Bita Salva Kiir continue their army operation around Wow. And we have report that we share it, and some people try to disqualify it. Let us verify how this peace gonna be celebrated while Salva Kiir army are attacking IO position across the country. We will remain skeptical about this peace talk because there is nothing good gonna come out of it. They celebrate in Juba. They spend millions of dollars. We have refugees still in camps. We have internal display. We have people are suffering. People are dying, starving because of lack of service in capital. Thank you very much for giving us to air our perspective. If you don't have any question for me, let me loose.
I don't. Thank you so much, for contribution, brother. And please stick around. Thank you, Guru Kuju.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm gonna call you. Let me get the water. All right, let me look here on my list. You didn't send in your request, Dina. Your request is not in. So, I don't know if it's still here. I want to bring those. Helen, Helen Lawrence, you didn't send in the request. Helen, send in your request as well. I saw you. I saw you Sunday. I saw all of you guys. Please, guys,
Hello.
send me a request.
Hi.
Helen,
How you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm really so happy that you invite Suzanne Jambo. I like her a lot. And I think she's a very responsible woman, and she had a plan and vision more than what Self-Care has. If Self-Care can be our president, she can be our president for life, you know, because she really have plans, and she's a very smart woman. الله بعدين هنتكلم في الحاجات الكثير الناس بيتكلموا عنهم طول الزمن. يعني مثلا زي الأخ كركوجي بيقول إنه ده اسمه شنو ده سوزان جامبو كلام اللي هي بتقوله كذب you know. كلام ما يكون كذب كيف؟ هل هو قاعد في الحكومة اشتغل مع ناس الحكومة؟ انت لو قعدت مع الناس ذات اللي عندهم وظائف كبار في الحكومة
كركوجي قاعد يقول قال سوزان جامبو كان في SPLM party الحزب الحاكم. Yeah. That's why.
اي ما الحاجه اللي انا بقول اي هناك هي لما تقول حاجه هي بتقول حاجه هي عارفاه وبتتكلم عن شنو. يعني اديك اقرب حاجه مضيع بلدنا not putting the right person in the right place. you know. وده عشان كده هي لما كانت بتحكي انه يعني احنا عندنا واسطات وعندنا محسوبيه.
So you support her because she's a woman, or just you support her because of night?
No. It's not because she's a woman, because she had a plan. You know, and whatever she always talks about, I heard it from people who are in the government before, you know. يعني أنا بقول لك يعني الناس شغالين في government high positions. يعني مثلا كلام المحسوبية ده موجود في government. يعني معلش أنا أقول حاجة زي ده، لكن يعني بقى الجوفرمنت ذاته بقى خشم بيوت. في ناس كده لو زول ده جاء عنده هاي سكول دبلومه وانت عندك PhD، الزول ده ممكن يشغله you know ويخلوك انت بهناك. ليه؟ لانه هو بيبقى لفلان. طبعا محسوبيه وواسطات وكده you know. اما برضو بموضوع بتاعت الكونتراكت، موضوع بتاعت الكونتراكتس الكتار ديل، انت بتفتكر انه الناس الكتير مثلا اللي بيبقوا لكير ميارد ولا من منطقه بتاع كير ميارد اللي هو القروش ده كله وين؟ ما هم الناس اللي بيخشوا بالكونتراكت بيقوم بدوهم قروش عشان يمشي يعملوا حاجه، مش بياكلوا القروش دي اللي بيكونوا ناس غنيانين you know. ما فوق حاجه انت لو شلت القروش ده واستفدت انت وافدت البلد ما مشكله.
So now,
you know.
Dina, Salam is mother. And Dr. Young Mashar is in Juba already. And I made a poll. I made a poll last week. And people were voting, you know, whether Young Mashar would go to Juba or not. And actually, majority of people, it was 61% to 39%. And actually, they turned out to be right. Right, Sunasa. هل ده يجيب لنا استقرار؟ هنستقر؟ ما يشاكلوا تاني؟ What's gonna happen? In your own opinion?
ما حيتشاكلوا تاني. هم وقفوا الشكل من اساسه. you know. يعني انا اقول لك على حاجه، انا عندي اهلي شغالين في الجيش بتاع.
انت قاعد تقول لنا ما وقف في شكل اصلا.
بالعكس الشكل زاد في مناطق تانية، الشكل زاد في وسط بحر الغزال، الشكل زاد في رومبيك، الشكل زاد. مش رومبيك، ليج ستيت، اول ليج ستيت you know. الشكل زاد. يعني اقرب مثال قبل شهر ولا شهر ونص شهرين كده لما مضوا الاتفاقيه ده، جو جماعه من الاسنك بتاعت نوير وعملوا هجوم في يرول وقتلوا 10 أنفار وشالوا اكثر من 400 بقره. يعني هسه نيجي نقول لو قلنا يرول لسه في حرب.
لانه زمن الحرب كان في اتاك للناسبور رايت.
ايوه بيحصل عادي. عشان كده انا بقول لك انت يعني قصدك شنو لما تقول سلام؟ يعني سلام شامل، مفهومك شنو للسلام؟ لانه السلام بالنسبه لي انا عنده اسبيكت كتير شديد خالص you know. يعني السلام لازم يكون راحة بال، السلام لازم يكون سلام شامل you know. يعني انا بشوف بس انه الحرب اتنقص كتير، لكن برضه في ناس بيموتوا زي ما انا قلت لك انه يوم المضوا فوق السلام بكم يوم كده ده جو ناس في منطقة بتاعت يرول قتلوا 10 أنفار. طبعا تعرف ناس يرول اللي عندهم بقر كتير وشالوا أكتر من 400 بقرة you know. فسو بالنسبة ناس هسه بيقوا في سلام، الجنوب بيقوا في سلام لكن يرول ما بيقى في السلام you know. ده الحاجة اللي أنا عايز أقوله. بعدين في حاجات كده فيشي بتحصل، عشان كده بقول لك Riek cannot be support trusted, Kir cannot be support trusted. why؟ حاجة واحد إنه ناس غروا بحر الغزال يا أخي قبل 5-6 شهور ما كان عندهم أي قوة، ما كان عندهم حتى ذخيرة you know. لما السلام ده مضوا تقريبا قبل 3 أسابيع بقى عندهم قوة بيتشاكلوا كل يوم دون بكون عامل لهم سبورت. ده آية ويهو بيعمل لهم سبورت. يعني أنت لما يمشي ريك مجر يعمل احتفال مع كير بيعملوا على أساس شنو؟ ده نفاق you know. ما بعرف أقول ده نفاق اجتماعي، نفاق سياسي، نفاق شنو، إنما ده نوع من النفاق you know. بعدين الجنوب ده ذاته ده ما دولة ذاته تثق فوقه، لأنه 90% من المعلومات اللي هم بيدوا للشعب بيكون معلومات ناقصة ومرات بيكونوا كذب you know. المهم يعني زي ما أنا امبارح كنت في هنايا بتاعت كندي في شو بتاعت كندي وقلت له، قال لي أنت ضد السلام؟ قلت له أنا ما ضد السلام، في زول بيكره السلام وأنا لو مجرم داير السلام يكون في حياتي، لكن أنا سبب المشاكل للناس التانيين you know. فأنا بقول لك شنو يعني زي ما أنا ضربت له مثلا، إنه أنت الليلة لو جعان شديد خالص، جعان شديد خالص دار تموت من الجوع، وزول جاب لك أكل من الجاربج من الزبالة وقال لك أكله حتاكله، ليه؟ لأن you are in a desperate situation you know. But that doesn't mean like the food from the garbage is a good food.
So that means people of South Sudan are so desperate, that's why they came out with these huge numbers? That's what you're telling us?
Huge number of what?
في جوبا اللي كان حصل يوم 31.
People of South Sudan تعرف حاجة برضو about people of South Sudan. يعني people of South Sudan they don't know a lot. لما الناس كان بيموتوا في بور وبيموتوا في ملكال, a lot of people of South Sudan don't know that. إلا لما تيجي تلقى أهلك اللي كانوا في ملكال بيجوا في جوبا وظروفهم صعبة وكانوا عايشين حياة كويسة, يلا بعد كده بتعرفوا إنه بجد في مشكلة. You know? And I don't know even how all of this, a lot of people came and where they came from, ويمكن يكون ده government supporter أو ناس هم محتاجين government. لكن طبعا ده opinion بتاعي, أنا ما بعرف, مرات بحس إنه في جنوبيين بيعملوا لي أتاك أنت ما بتحب البيس. أنا عندي رأي الخاص بي. يعني أنت الليلة ماشي تحتفل بالبيس وأنا زعلانة, هل ده بيأثر في البيس؟ أنا ما عندي قوة, ما عندي أي حاجة, لكن أنا إنسانة ما بحب النفاق وما بحب الكذب وما بحب اللف والدوران. If you're gonna give me a peace, let me see it. Let me feel peaceful. Let me feel secure. You know.
Well, Dina, thank you for coming on to air your perspective as well. So, into Gulti, you don't seem to be optimistic in Masan Salam Daim Quiz. Nothing is gonna happen out of this. Anyhow, yeah, I respect your opinion as well. Shukran for your participation, and please stick around. We have more coming up. Shukran.
Okay.
All right, let me go to my list here. Ya Jamaa, send in your requests, Ya Jamaa. Send in your requests. Pagor, you requested. I'm gonna bring you in. Teresa is sending you requests as well. Nas Kutar, they are not sending you requests. Francis Malwal, sending you requests, Dr. Malwal. You know. I'm calling you Pagor. I thought you sent a request. I see that. So it's not answering. Pagor is not answering. Sunday John Jock. Let me go ahead and call you. Sunday John Jock. Sunday John Jock, I'm calling you. Please go ahead and answer. It looks like they are having difficulties, you know, with the... Okay, let me move on. Next person. Okay, Adeng, I'm calling you now. Adeng Molongale, I'm calling you, Adeng. Go ahead and answer that. All right. Adeng, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Brother Jongkor.
Yeah, welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Greetings to all the viewers. Thank you for the opportunity again. This is the only show where a lot of us are able to come as concerned citizens and give our opinion.
Correct.
And what I want us to remember is that when we disagree, does not necessarily mean that it's not personal. This is what politics is all about, and being a citizen. We don't have to go on the same view. What I wanted to say is that I applaud Miss Jambo. She was very eloquent, and she was very straight in her answers, in her opinion. I applaud her for the role in national building. It's not easy as a woman in South Sudan to put out your voice. Like already she's being, a lot of people are giving her names. They Shufna Gibel, she's a single mother. Some women are saying she was this, she was that, which is bad.
People need to stop bullying people.
Exactly. Thank you, Jongkor. We should stop bullying women. If you do not want Suzanne Jambo, attack her on her political opinions, not on her personality.
Correct.
So I just wanted to make that one very clear. However, she talked very well, but we cannot also overlook the fact that she was part and parcel of SPLM. And the mess that took place within the SPLM party, she is not entirely innocent. Yes. But again, in America, we say not guilty until proven. So none of us is here to indict her.
Correct.
Or to say that she is responsible for this. We don't know. What we know is that she was part of it. What happened between them, Hassel Shinu, that's the side she was trying to say. Now the question, Brother Jongkor, you're talking about whether this peace is going to hold or not. For me, I think we should not be talking about whether the peace is going to hold or not. The question should be, what is our role in this peace as citizens? Shifter, Hagana Shinu, Hashan Hassa, there is peace. It was celebrated in Juba. We saw that this week. We saw the language of the president. We saw the language of Dr. Riek Machar and other people who spoke. What we have is hope. We can only be hopeful that a special Kir will hold on to his words. Shufta, I think it is time for us as citizens to stop the blame game. And instead, we have to start the healing process. Why I say we have to start the healing process, Jama? Positivity. To be positive is very important in our daily life. I'm not trying to school anybody. I'm not saying that I know any better. I'm not a psychologist. But the word that come out of your mouth, even the Bible says, the tongue is one of the smallest part of the body, but it can burn the entire body. And then we say, there is no peace in South Sudan. People are going to kill each other. There is going to be war. We say it with so much passion. Jamana, who dies? Munuya Bumut. It is your cousin. It is your brother. Because it's not all your family that are in the West. It's not all your family that you brought to East Africa. Well, if refugees come, well, when Fi wahed sabi hagak wala neighbor, somebody you know that is a South Sudanese that is close to your heart that will die. So why do we sit down and say they are going to kill each other, they are going to go to war again? Let's be positive, ya Jamana. Let's speak good things in South Sudan. Let's say, in name of God, there is not going to be war anymore. Enough of death. Our people have died enough. This war, this peace is going to hold. We condemn the spirit of death. We condemn the spirit of disunity, the spirit of killing in our country. So it is my responsibility to pray for South Sudan. My small responsibility as a Deng Malok, not President Kiir. Doesn't need Kiir to come and pray. It doesn't need Kiir for me to ask you and hold your hand, Brother Jongkor, and say, I forgive you as a Nuer. I forgive you as an Equatorian. I forgive you as a Shuluk. I forgive you as a Denka. I forgive you as Jurbel, you know. It doesn't take the president to do that. It is us, the national. So we should not forget that the responsibility of peace and for it to hold is not Kir Mayadi's job, is not Riek Machar's job, is not Pagana Mum, it's not Thomas Cherillo. It is our job. It is mine and your responsibility, you know. So let's just wish South Sudan the best. And then when we talk of we need accountability, yes, indeed, we need accountability. But this accountability needs a conducive environment. For us to sit down and have a talk, we need to start one step at a time. There must be a strong system in place. We must have a legal system that can, in the first place, hold the person, take the person through the process of questioning until he or she is found guilty of either mishandling the national resources or was involved in taking a life of another South Sudanese. 2, we need a strong government structure in place. Who's going to hold these people accountability? Is it not the same Kiir and Riek that we don't want? Is it not the same G10 that we have different opinions about? Is it not the same Thomas Cherillo? Is it not the same Malongawan and these other party members? These are the same people. But we need to ensure that these people put in strong structures so that corruption, first of all, can be controlled. And then all these issues that come with the destruction of our country can be controlled. So we cannot have, how do you call it, accountability in vacuum. You need money. You need money. You need personalities to do this thing. It just doesn't come by the word of mouth, Jamana. This is a process. Let's be realistic when we talk. Let's be realistic as educated men and women. The fact that I'm able to go on Facebook means that fi haja frasi, I am sophisticated enough for me to even have a Facebook account. So if we are sophisticated, why are we not thinking in sophisticated manner, in manner that can take our country? So that is one of the things that I just wanted to say. And then last but not the least, our president, I think, did well. He did well to have this celebration in Juba. It is called extending the olive branch. Shifter. But what I want the president to do, please, President Kiir, because I know Jongkor Facebook page is watched by a lot of people. By the way, Jongkor, this is not funny. I'm sure even our president watches this sometimes.
They do.
And he should watch it if he's wise, because the opinion of your citizens is what makes you a great leader or not. So it's very important that he hears our little opinions in our little places. President Kiir should extend this olive garden to his comrades, especially those people who fought with him. The G10 members, President Kiir, go bring them. Go bring those of Thomas Cherillo. Go bring those of Malongawan. Join your hands, bring Mama Nyandeng. Join hands and work together for the betterment of our country. You have limited time. Nobody is immune to death here, Jamana. When your time comes and you go, you want to leave a legacy. What did you do for the people of South Sudan? This is an opportunity for Kiir Mayadit, Riek Machar, to redeem themselves before the people of South Sudan. It is a chance for the G10 to redeem themselves on what they did. So we are optimistic that this peace is going to hold, because 7-10 years of war, of poverty, of running to refugees camp, of staying in neighboring countries like Kenya and Uganda, where the other day our people are being thrown in the jail, like people who have no country, is painful. Enough is enough, ya Junubin. This is enough. Let us do the right thing for our country and stop being selfish. Let's work for the next generation, Yalna, our children. So, Jongkor, may God bless you. I appreciate this show, and I appreciate all your speakers who spoke. May God be with you people, and have a great weekend.
Thank you so much. Adeng Elijah Molong Aleng, the daughter of the hero. Thank you so much for coming to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan and airing your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it from Adeng, Community Kalambitao. Some of you may not know her. So let me go ahead here and call those who requested, and I talk to you guys. Send in your request, please. Send in your requests. You know, now it's getting late, and I don't want to leave you guys out. All right. Okay, Abdullah, I saw your request. But let me go for Charles right now. They are ahead of us the time. So Charles Deng, I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer that. From Sabit. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
You got exhausted, Alela. You look like exhausted.
No, but we have to do this. It's very important, you know. It's okay.
You know, sometimes, man, it happened, but, you know. Hey, well, let me say hi to your viewers, brother. You know, you've been there for so long, 5 hours or so.
Yeah.
So hi to them. Let's say hi to all of them. And also, Susan, I think Suzanne Jambo Mahina Fidala. So I may meet her tomorrow.
Yes.
Maybe tomorrow I will meet her tomorrow. Saturday.
You may have a dinner with her somehow there, you know. So maybe it depends on her schedule.
You know, she is very respectable woman. You know.
She can come home. You know, your wife can cook a dinner. So nothing wrong.
That's right.
You know? Yeah.
You know, women like Sudan, you know, that's good. Yeah, you know, she made a history anyway. You can say she made history because right now in Sudan, we don't have women who are speaking up like her. So we say, even though if she don't even reach the presidency, but she made history, you know. And this is also to encourage other women who are coming behind her, like those of Adeng, the one she left right now. You can see there are so many also a Puk, you know. So we need a lot of contribution of the women, you know, the way they talk. I'm so glad the way she speaks, Jongkor Fishobatak. Honestly, she spoke everything, you know. You know, you see, we have problems. Yes, we say peace is not right peace, but believe me, there's no another peace, Jongkor. Peace, we need to hold on it. We need to hold on it. It will save us a lot. Not to save Salfar, not to save Riek Machar, but it will save our citizens. You know, if you hajar katira aji wala salam. Those who don't want to sign, maybe they just have some doubt, and let them stay with their doubt until they revert themselves. Because there's no another revolution. We are not going to make any liberation again for Sudan. We are not going to liberate the country. We are already independent institution. So the difference here is because we don't have the quality of the leadership, which is the problem, the SPLM. And what we are saying, we will say, hey, those who signed the peace, President Kiir, Riek, and the rest, let them extend their hand to the other people. This is what we can tell them. They need fish. They don't want to just say, hey, we signed the peace, we're going to close the deal. This deal has to go ahead. They need to find their comrades wherever they are. You know, we need, let them, everybody has to go in. Let them look for those of Pagan, those of Dr. Majak, those of Thomas Rillo, because at the end, these are our liberators. You know, and then also find the way to move to the transitional government so that the Shab of Sudan,
Correct.
You know, and this is what we are looking for. So for us, I don't mind. We can criticize it, but also we have to bring alternative. If we say this piece is not good, bring something so that the other person can see which is the quality over here. But if we just start criticizing, and then there's no alternative coming out from your mouth, the people will stuck here. You know, but I will encourage the Southern. Let us be patient. Salam de Mahilu, but we need a patient. Zaman 2005, when Dr. John signed the peace with Omar Bashir, people were the same minded. People say, oh, Dr. John give the country to the Jalaba.
You
Dr.
remind
John
me.
did this.
You remind me something.
Yeah.
You remind me something, and actually, Majang Agod is watching. There is a video that was sent to me. Majang Agod spoke in Dinka, and he said on that video, Khartoum peace, the comprehensive peace agreement. He described comprehensive peace agreement and this peace agreement like when someone go and fish, and after you get the fish, and then you come and cook it. But when you are eating it, you got to make sure, because that fish has bones. So you got to take the bones out because you don't want to choke, right? So now the fish is dried somehow. CPA was a fish. But South Sudanese, they work around it. They filter it. They took the bones out. Now we still have bones, you know, in this deal. Because there is a Bashir, there is Museveni. There are some people don't want, you know, to be part of it, like Kenya. There's a lot of obstacles. But how are we going to take those bones out to make this food, you know, healthy and make so
you see, yeah, that's good. I understood what you talk about. But you see, Jongkor, we have very conscious. We say, why the enemy? Why our main enemy give us the peace? Okay, this is they are questioning Piranhas. Le enemy Butana, le give salam fidola. What does it mean to us? What is the interest of the enemy? Okay, that's fine. You know, enemy is enemy, and your own interest is your own interest. To me, as a child, I'm saying this. The unity of the Southerners is important than the peace we're going to sign with the Jalab. Because if we leave those guys outside the country, those of Malung, those of G10, those of Todo Matirillo, and so on, outside of the country, it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
But when you unite them and bring them in together with you, then they can focus. You know, they can focus to the Khartoum. So whatever we sign to the Khartoum, let's say if we sign 3 billion or 4 billion, Khartoum will not get that money if we are united. Because Khartoum get this money now because we are not united, Jongkor.
Yes.
So our unity, it is very important at this time, especially at this moment. We need unity. Let us forget about leadership. Leadership is not going to help right now because there are a lot of are facing us. People are saying why Kenya is not present. Kenya because they don't see their interest. You know, Kenyan are Kenyan. You know, if they don't see interest, they will not go there. You know, so it is not important who is the president there in Juba, who is not there. It's not important for us. To me, as important, we need all Southerners to come together and be as a togetherness, move to the transitional movement. Until 2021, our people will decide who they want. Those of Sudan, if they want to stand, let them stand. If anyone from the G10 want to be a leader, let come out.
I'll call you.
From the NAS, from anywhere. You know, we don't have problem with this. But my concern here, when we just say, hey, this peace is not going to work, and we don't have alternative, it doesn't make sense. Bring something so that I can look at it. What are you talking about? But when you say this piece is not working, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. We are not going nowhere, bro, Jongkor, for this. And I see a lot of our comrades, they are just talking like this. Because in their heart, they don't want peace, by the way. Salam, but they don't want to say we don't want peace. You know, they just criticize the job of somebody else. If I don't sign the peace, why I criticize Brother Jongkor who signed the peace with his partner? And I already ran away here. It doesn't make sense. You know?
Yeah, criticism.
Criticism,
yes, anyone can criticize. Yeah.
That's fine. You can criticize anything, but when it comes to peace agreement, you cannot criticize all the way to your life. This is different here. This is salam. Our citizens are too tired, guys. They are just dying in Egypt. Go to hospital, they just die. So we need peace. This peace will help us. I said, it looks like it's not going to help, but I will help. People say, yes, President Kiir is going to stay in the power. Let him stay. If we got a peace, Let us stay until the time will come. Everything has its end. But they are kalam bugul, but thanks your visitor, Susan Jambo.
Yes.
She did a great job. You know, women are women, you know. Mafi mother fi alamina bukun hatred le peace. Nasawina another biarfina salam. And then a rujal, we don't know the peace. We not understand at all. But women, people who born out, they know what the peace means to us. Karishu kalmata nasawin got kalam Facebook, all of them, Dina and so on. See the way they talk. You can see how they talk, women. They are kalmata nasawin. Fa nehana, kare nagbulu salam da. Salam da will help. You know, Anyanya too, they came after 1 year when SPLA signed the peace with Khartoum. So it's going to happen the same thing. 2020, there's Malung Al Gadim Bara and so on. They will come back. When I join, they will be part of that one. For Gatare is still, let us hope for the best. Junubin, they are akhir salam. Salam tana bejide mafi. If you go to church every Sunday, say, God help us, give us the peace. That's the peace God give it to you. I don't know what prayer you be looking for. They are salam zata kar kor fogu kuliyom. For salam jakhalas. For brother Jongkor, thank you, brother. I know people would disagree with me, but you know what? It's peace is peace. You know, I'm concerned for other people. I'm not concerned for myself. My life is good in America, but I have people who born with me. They're suffering. I have brothers. I have neighbors. You know? فده كلام ممكن نقول جنكور السلام جاء أساسا نحن في السلام فاللغة بتاعنا تغير. We have to change how to keep this peace. That's the language I need and دايرين هسه.
Thank you.
This is what we should focus on. How to keep it. And thanks you and thank your rest and your viewers.
Thank you so much, Alice, for coming on and airing your perspective as well. Let me go ahead here and see who is next person here. So, ya Jamaa, send requests. Okay, Ayuel. Time, Ayuel Kir. I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer. Ayuel, welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Good to see you. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, in the mouth, Lord.
I'm doing good. Go ahead.
That's good. So, what I'm trying to say, Jongkor, is my first time to attend your live video.
Mm-hmm.
You make a lot of the live video, but I watching at you, but I never request you to speak on these issues.
All right. There you are.
Right.
It's good that we have you today.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So, what I try to request you is this. We, the Southern Sudanese people.
South Sudanese people, yes.
Yeah, the South Sudanese people. We, the people. When we say the Southern Sudanese people.
South Sudanese people.
You mean, yes. When we say Southern Sudanese people, we are the people, right?
Yes, when we say South Sudanese people, we are the people of South Sudan. Correct.
That's correct.
I have problem with people say Southern Sudanese. I have problem with people say that. If you say Southern Sudan, we are not Southern Sudan. We are independent. We are South Sudan. People, we are South Sudanese. So that's why I keep repeating myself. But go ahead, my brother.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. The peace that we're talking about today, we're talking for the life, for the innocent people who don't know nothing, but we want to talk on behalf of the people that they can die and they don't know why they are dying for, right? When the peace coming in Sudan now, why should you like a thousand Sudanese to believe that this peace is the real peace that to bring the development in southern Sudan? And there's some people back there, they still sabotage. They say that this is not the real peace, right? So right now, you Jongkor, you somewhere with your kids, with your family, or whatever. But right now, I have a problem that the people died back home there, and then Riek Machar and Kir, they sign the peace and they come to Juba. We know what happened. We don't need to talk what happened before 2 years ago or 3 years ago, right? If you somebody calling.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, somebody calling. Yeah, sorry. If you are Southern Sudanese and you want Southern Sudan to be like United States, Canada, Australia, whatever, and then you like the way you live in that area, or the life you have it, why you don't develop and support the peace to coming back home, and then all of us we go back home, say to live in Canada or United States of Australia? Why don't you accept that the peace is the peace? You is not you Jongkor who support the peace yourself. Remember the peace, keep the peace. We go and then in back home in Southern Sudan and make Southern Sudanese people to be a country where the people that are living. Right now, maybe you are a journalist or whatever, I don't know your position, right?
I'm trying to do my best.
I believe when that's good. So, but what I try to say is this: Southern Sudanese people.
I got you. I got you, my brother. What you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I got your message. I got your message. Why don't we support peace? Because people are suffering back home. People are dying from hunger, from diseases, no road, nothing. Because when we have peace, the country will be stable and they will not suffer. And we send money every time. We are not going to send money because the money that we are sending, we can do other stuff with it. I got you, my brother. I am not against peace. People who are speaking here are not against peace. What we are saying, we have a lot of bad things happen at the past. People always sign and they go and fight and they go and fight. And you know what I will? Sometimes when you interfere, when you start talking to your brother, for instance, if they have problem yesterday, somebody had problem, and then now they sit down and solve the problem, you're going to point a finger on them. You're going to start telling them that yesterday we solved your problem. You sit down and you went home and you have fight again. Please, all the reason that give you a fight, can you just sort them out? We are here as people who are concerned, people who love their country. That's why we are raising our voices. If you sign this peace, is it going to be sustained? Is it going to work? We want to make sure. We have to check them too. Because if we let people just go like that, they think we don't know nothing. And they're going to do the same thing. And that's why we have to speak. It's not a bad thing. When people talk, it's not a bad thing. Now, Jongkor, if I make mistake or if I do something wrong, people are my mirror. They are my mirror. They can see, they say, Jongkor, what you did is wrong. I have to make sense. I cannot just, no, I'm right. Might be wrong. I should listen to people too, right? So what we're doing here is not a bad thing, my brother. We are trying to alert them. Don't go back. Yes, I support it. We support this peace, but let it be real. Let it work, because people are so desperate. And you hear from Sister Deng, you hear from a lot of people here, they said, our people are desperate and they need peace. And that's why this thing must be real. And they have to work on it. We don't need any trick. We don't need a trick to get everybody in and then you start chasing them. No. And then we're going to chase ourselves forever and ever and ever. And all the entire, the other country, they are going up, they are growing, they are building, they are doing. But we are not, That's what it is, my brother. Go ahead. Last point, so I can bring other people.
Okay. my last point for the Southern Sudanese people is only to accept the peace. When you accept the peace, it means that we accept ourselves, have the Southern Sudanese people, right? So this peace is you, is not K or Riek, it's you, the Southern Sudanese people. You have to accept it by yourself, and then you will not be in United States or Canada or Australia tomorrow. You can go back home, build wherever you stay.
Yes.
Yes. So when you accept this, it means that thousands of these people is one. But when you say make all these propagandas and then betraying people and then provoking it, that's not the peace that we want. That's not the peace we want. We don't want to provoke. We don't want to provoke and propaganda everything that happened in Southern Sudan. Look, what I try to say is
Go
this.
ahead, yeah.
Your live video is very good. I like it many times, right? So you, Jongkor, and another people, I seen somebody before he talk. He said that Rimachar, are you accepted to go to Juba? Will you go to Juba? This one was this a peace or no? We know these people they're talking. Yeah, we know who the people are talking that, right? So this is a peace. Whoever don't want to be a Southern Sudanese people, you don't want to bring the peace, you shut up and sleep with your kid, with your wife, or somewhere. But this is the real peace. Being a Nuer or Denga or Equatoria or Murle or Nuak or Chuluk, we are one Southern Sudanese.
Thank you, my brother.
Right?
Thank you.
That's what we want.
Okay.
That's what we want. So when you say that is not the real peace, what do you mean? What do you want? So this is the real peace. You don't want it, shut up, live with your kid, with your wife, whatever, and then don't try to say Southern Sudanese, they are not in a peace. We are in a peace. And the government of Southern Sudan will take care of it, and the East Africa community, they will take care of it, right?
Okay.
We've seen it, and it's a real peace. Who don't like it, shut up, live in Canada, live in Australia, then go to Southern Sudan. This is a real peace. Who don't like it, it's up to you.
Okay, thank you for your perspective, though. I respect your opinion. You have wonderful.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
That's the real peace.
All right, that was Yuel Kir actually speaking, and he aired his perspective as well. We give him that opportunity to speak. So let me go ahead here and check my list as well. Malaysia Jamaat, the battery was going low. That's why I have to move it up and charge it. Abdullah Garan, I'm calling you now.
Hello.
Abdullah, how are you, brother?
Hello, brother. Good. I'm at my work and in my car, so I want to participate in your show.
Yeah, no problem. You can go ahead. Go ahead, Abdullah.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
First of all, let me thank your guest today, Suzanne Jambo. She spoke very well. She is a great politician because she spoke without any hesitation. She spoke straight without any hesitation. Sometimes I am confused because when you listen to the leaders of SPLA, like Suzanne Jambo, and when you see their action, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what is wrong inside of this party. So what I want to say here, Brother Jongkor, this time, I think this piece will go through because now we have two leaders, and those two leaders gonna have two different parties. ما حيكون زي زمان الحركة الشعبية الحزب الواحد في جنوب السودان. الآن بكون عندنا أحزاب متعددة. عشان كده أنا بشوف إنه الدور ده ما زي ال الأيام المضت. أنا كنت يعني مندهش جدا للعدد بتاعت الناس اللي جو في ساعة بتاع الدكتور جون، الناس اللي جو عشان يحتفلوا بالسلام. العدد ده أنا ما شفته من الاندبندنت. الاحتفال بتاع الاندبندنت كان الميدان ده ما مدى زي حصل في اليومين اللي فاتوا.
Let me say something
فعدد
to this guy, this guy James Ruth. James Ruth, I don't know what to tell you. So how do you define someone who needs peace and someone who doesn't need peace? The reason I let that brother go actually because Hewar Tarshan. He has misunderstanding. There is no way I can deal with that guy without understanding him as what he's trying to say here. Actually saying that I'm not for peace, I don't understand what you mean. So if somebody talking or is speaking saying that this thing should be done this way, that thing should be done that way, does that mean to you this guy is not for peace? We need to wake up and we need to be an open-minded, accept other people's opinion without feeling threatened. I said this many times. Don't feel threatened if somebody is speaking his own opinion. If he's speaking his mind, don't feel threatened, because that's the way of life. Nobody can say that I don't need peace. We all need peace, but we are saying that we need things to be done accordingly. We don't want fire again. We don't need people fighting. I hope we can quit this mentality of dictatorial. South Sudanese, they were fighting for justice, liberty, prosperity. Have we forgotten the values that we were fighting for? I don't know. Go ahead, Garam.
يا أنا قلت الكلام ده ليه؟ لأنه نحن جربنا الحرب ما نفعت. الدور ده نحن كمان نجرب السلام. عشان كده I'm supporting this peace. ونتمنى إنه ده يكون آخر يعني حرب في جنوب السودان. الآن السلام جاء وناس كتير شاركت في الاحتفال وفي ناس ما جاء شاركوا، لكن الحاجة الكويس السلام الدور ده يعني فيه إرادة بتاعت مواطن بتاع جنوب السودان. what I'm seeing here لأنه الناس فترت من الحرب، عشان كده جو بالعدد ده جو شاركوا في الاحتفال. So what is next after بعد السلام؟ نحن في جنوب السودان لازم نجهز أنفسنا كأحزاب سياسية. نجهز أنفسنا كأحزاب سياسية بدلا من التكتلات بتاعت القبيلة. يكون عندنا أحزاب سياسية عشان الأفكار تتبلور، بعد ذلك نقرر كيف يحكم جنوب السودان. That is what is next. So the same thing. نفس العدد بتاعت الناس اللي جو في الاحتفال، نفس العدد الناس اللي قاعدين يعمل سبورت للبيس. بعد 3 سنة نحن ممكن نقرر من الذي يحكم جنوب السودان. ممكن نجيب رئيس عبر الصناديق الانتخابات بدون ما يموت زول، بدون ما يتشرد زول. عندنا ملايين الآن هم المشردين في دول الجوار. وأنا قبل كنت داير أسأل سوزان جامبو ليه الحركة الشعبية بعد الاتفاقية بتاعت بعد اندبندنت ليه هي ما نظمت الأحزاب السياسية؟ لأنه هي قالت هي كانت مسؤولة من الأخذ الخارجية، أو داخل الأخذ الخارجية مسؤولة من الأحزاب السياسية داخليا، ومسؤولة من الدياسبرا. حتى 2012 2013 وانا لف جوبا ما كان في مسجل احزاب سياسيه موجود، كان في حزب واحد وما في اي اوبوزيشن. وانا دائما بقول المواطن في جنوب السودان هو ايضا كان جزء من الفوضى بالمناسبه، لانه كان قاعد يدعم الفوضى الحاصله في جنوب السودان من قبل الحركه الشعبيه. الحركه الشعبيه كانت بتمارس اشياء غير مقبوله، غير وطنيه، اشياء لا تقدمنا كجنوبيين ولا تقدم جنوب السودان، وكانوا هم بيصفقوا له. لكن الفوضى اندلعت وهم ما قدروا يسيطروا على هذه الفوضى.
نعم.
إذن نحن الآن زي ما قال سوزان جامبو let us hope for peace. وكمان نحن لازم نتوحد. الوحدة ببدأ من الأحزاب السياسية. الآن عندنا كم حزب في جنوب السودان؟ 30 40 it doesn't make sense. We are 12 million or 13 million. We can't have 40 parties. ما ممكن أصلا. إذا أنا بقول للقيادات الآن الموجودة في جنوب السودان الوقعت السلام والما وقعت السلام إنها تتوحد والحكومة كمان تفاوض الناس اللي ما وقعوا الاتفاقية يجيبهم للداخل كويس. والناس اللي قاعدين يعملوا رن للانتخابات وهم قاعدين برا جنوب السودان. That doesn't make sense. You have to go back to South Sudan. Sit with the people. Listen to the people. What they want. You know. أنا أطلب من كل القيادات السياسية الآن في جنوب السودان الحركة الشعبية السيئين والحركة الشعبية الأفضل السيئين إنهم يتوحدوا عشان يكون عندنا حزب واحد أو اثنين كفاية عشان ما تتكرر تاني اللي حصل في جنوب السودان. وأنا متأكد 100% الدور دي ما في حزب واحد بيكون هو عامل كنترول براو. أصلا ما ممكن حزب واحد يكون براو عامل كنترول. إذا ما في تصحيح من الأوبوزيشن بكون ما في حزب أصلا. الحركة الشعبية عشان كده كان عايش في الضباب وذاته ما عارف يعمل في شنو. الآن في تصحيح شباب ناس جداد خلونا أنكولات دي خلاص بعد ياخد راحتهم. الناس اللي كانوا بيحاربوا الآن هم بعد ياخد راحتهم ويدي فرصة كمان للشباب شباب زي الناس سوزان جامبو وأذر. عشان كده أنا بقول لكل أخواننا القاعدين في diaspora let us hope for peace. There is no way. أنا أصلا ما بدعم تاني أي حركة مسلحة. أي زول يشيل سلاح يمشي يضرب ناس ويشرد ناس ويعمل ده I will not support it at all. I will not support it. لأنه الآن المجتمع الجنوبي تفكك بسبب الحرب. عندنا ملايين في السودان، عندنا ملايين في كينيا، عندنا ملايين. الآن يا جونكور أنت في نفسك عندك كم أسرة الآن مشتتين في كم دولة. بكون عندك أسرتك الآن مشتت في أكثر من 3-4 دول. We don't need this. نحن دايرين نرجع بلدنا وعشان نرجع لازم نحن نتفق ونحترم البعض ونقبل الرأي الآخر. مش أي زول ما معك هو عدو، لا، كل شخص هو حر فيما يعني.
Correct.
وأنا بشكر الضيوف بتاعتك وأنا وإنت والناس الآخرين. Let us work to our country. That what we should do in the future to make our country better, bring peace. You know, that's what we are going to do and what we're going to support in couple months, couple years. Thank you so much. And second time I'm saying hi to all your viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, brother Abdullah Garang, for your opinion. It was so great to have you on the show as well today. So let me move here. Edward, check. I'm calling you. Edward, the host of the Voice of the People. Good to see you.
Voice of Jongkor.
Inshallah, you settle in your new place. Everything is good.
It's not bad, man.
So, أخبارك شنو يا أخوي؟ Go ahead.
والله الحمد لله يا أخي. أول حاجة شكرا لك للإضافة وخلينا نسلم على المشاهدين بتاعك.
نعم.
كلهم وناس دكتور فرانسيس وناس عبد الله والباقي الجماعة التانيين. إن شاء الله أنت كويس.
الحمد لله ماشي الحال.
أها. هسه يعني هنا نعلق على كلام بتاع سوزان ولا؟
Of course نعلق على كلام بتاع سوزان ونحن اتكلمنا عن كيف إنه مثلا peace ده يعمل له build وكيف يكون في الثقة، إعادة الثقة، يكون في trust. These are the things that we talk about. علق على كلام سوزان. أنا شايف أنت كنت موجود فمرحب تفضل.
أول حاجة خلينا نسلم على كل المشاهدين زي ما ذكرت وكذلك أنا بسلم على آيات ليون هي سلم عليه هنا. وانا قدرت طبعا كلام سوزان لكن ما كملته في النص لانه انا ذاته كنت سايق I'm using my phone as a GPS.
Correct.
Yeah, but يعني زي ما انت قلت والناس طبعا قاعدين يتهمونا انه نحن انتي بيس. نحن الناس المادرين سلام في جنوب السودان بالذات يدوروا جنكور، لكن
قاعدين يقولوا لي في زول قاعد يقولوا لي كمان قال انت you don't like peace.
يا انا كنت سامع كلامه.
انا
اول حاجه انا داير اطمن اغاني زيك يعني ويسين تقول السلام عليكم كلكم. طبعا انا لي كم يوم ما في. اول حاجه أنا هنا ما ضد السلام، أنا هنا مع السلام and we are supporting peace. يا أخوانا يعني كلام ده جونكور أنا قاعد أقوله طوال إنه السلام زي ما بقول المسلمين هي من أسماء الله الحسنى. فالشيء الثاني ما في زول في الكرة الأرضية ما بيحب السلام، لأنه الإنسان ذاته عشان أنت تعيش مستقر ويكون عمرك ذاته يطول أنت لازم يكون في سلام مع نفسك في المقام الأول. أنا هنا قاعد يهمنا ما يحصل في جنوب السودان من عدم الاستقرار وتشرد القاعد يمر به والبلد، والدول دي ذاتها بقى يستغلونا، يعني بيستغلوا الموارد والامكانيات البشريه الموجوده عندنا في جنوب السودان.
نعم.
ان كان السودان، ان كان يوغندا، ان كان كينيا، ان كان اثيوبيا، ان كان يعني تنزانيا، الدول دي كلها عينهم كلهم على جنوب السودان، بالاضافه للدول الكبرى مثل الصين وامريكا وروسيا وكده. الخطوه اللي حصل وبالذات الاحتفال حصل اول امبارح في جوبا اي ثينك كان دي خطوه كويسه، وظاهر انه يعني طريقه التفاعل الموجوده في الصور مع يعني الدكتور ياك مشار وخطاب بتاع الرئيس ذاته، رغم انا عندي فيه بعض الملاحظات، لكن هي بدايه لمرحله جديده.
نعم.
زي ما بقول يقول المثل انه الشيطان في التفاصيل، ولكن نحن we hope the best.
Yes.
انا وانت انا شخصيا ادوارد انا ام with peace، ولكن مع سلام ومراقب للسلام.
Yes.
مراقب للسلام، ونحن دايرين السلام ده يمشي صح. يعني انا ده ما يجي وقت يقولوا ادوارد I'm a supporter of government، لازم نفرق. انا opposition we are with peace، السلام ده يمشي، لكن نحن مراقبين للسلام. واي زلقه فيه كده حاجه بند ما يتنفذ لنا ما بنريح. تسميني ادوارد انتي بيس منو ما معروف، انا this one will not work with me. but نحن دايرين انه يحصل نقله حقيقيه في جنوب السودان. يحصل نقله حقيقيه، اننا نمشي انه نخلق بلد مستقر. ويعني الدوي انا شفت فوق الرئيس وشكل التفاعل الموجود، والخطوه انه في اطلاق سراح للقدير الليله، وكذلك الجنوب افريقيا ده ويليام، هي خطوه علما رغم انه هنا لسه ما بنعرف بعض مشكله الدون وادري، لكن ده من ضمن القضايا برضه هيحاولوا يناقشوا يعرفوا محلاتهم وين الناس دي. anyhow يعني انا معك يا جونكور، نحن let hope for the best. نحن الشعب بتاعنا تيب، وانا اتمنى انه كلام اللي قاله الرئيس واعتذاره للشعب ما يكون شغل سياسي. ما يكون شغل سياسي، لازم اعتذار يكون مدعوم بمواقف سياسيه وباراده سياسيه. وعشان ده كله كلام اللي قاله كير طبعا انا يعني يا جونكور قاعد اقول انا شخصيا I don't want to go back، لكن I don't trust him. انا كايدوار I don't trust President Kiir to be honest with you guys. but anyhow let's hope for the best. الكلام اللي قاله اول امبارح في جوبا هي ممكن يكون خطوه لانه ينقل
لآفاق
جديده. وحتى الناس المعارضين زار لما نشوف انه في جديه من الحكومه وفي اراده سياسيه من قبل الرئيس وطريقه بدبيو وطريقه التفاعل مع دكتور رياق والخطاب بتاع رياق، انا افتكر تلقائيا الناس ممكن تدعم السلام اذا مشى مثلا الحكومه بالذات، لانه ثبت لنا في سنين الماضيه انه هي حكومه زي جبهه الاسلاميه بتاع النفاق، يوقع حاجه الليل وبكره يعمل حاجه
بكره ينقض.
نحن خلينا انه نحن نصبر ونشوف الطريقه بتاعت التنفيذ بتاع اتفاق السلام. ده اللي نحن بنشوفه، ونستمر في نقدنا ونستمر في تقديمنا للمتابعه voice of the people and the concerned citizen. Nas bugulu den mari when tipizu shunu de Jongkor don't waste your time on those things because nihna dairin yukun fi salam hagigi fi junub Sudan. Del dina dairin and we are with peace.
Yeah. نعم يا brother Edward ده حقيقة لأنه أساسا لو ما في زول بيعمل تشيك العمل الصحفي هو شنو؟ العمل الصحفي هو عين المجتمع. بالرغم من I'm not يعني بقول على شنو journalist by profession, but I have a passion to do this because I love my country. That's why I'm doing this. You know. صحفيين في السودان قاعدين يعملوا الكلام ده. They are not doing it. They are not speaking. They are here. A lot of them here are hanging out here. في واحد منهم في فلوريدا كان صحفي كبير. هل قاعدين يعملوا حاجة؟ الكتابات البسيطة ده بيصل للشعب ما بيصل للشعب. هل مثلا الناس اللي عندهم جروجل say they are opening channels عشان مثلا الناس يعمل educate للمواطنين الجنوبيين؟ No. That's what بيحب بيعمل كده. So I really appreciate what you do with the voice of the people and what we do here with concerned citizens of South Sudan. People can call name, they can do whatever they want to do. لكن at the end of the day الحقيقة هو حقيقة. We have to keep these people in check. السؤال لو ما في زول بيسأل سؤال دائما الناس تانيين ما بيفهموا لأن الناس دائما بيفهم through أسئلة. الناس بيفهم through questioning because when you bring somebody and ask people who have different perspective about the person ما عارفين عن زول وما عارفين زول what he believe what he stand for دائما they will have misperception. لكن لما تجيب زول ويسأله ويفهموا منه of course they're gonna know more and they're gonna know more. We will have more interaction.
وأنا لطيف حاجة في كلام قالوا لي لوال مطق هنا. He asking me question قال لي when are you going to trust him يا إدوارد؟ أنا I will trust him لما الكلام بتاعه الكلام يتطابق الكلام مع العمل كويس ونصل إنه بصراحة أنا ما أعرف لكن الخطاب بتاع الرئيس كان خطاب موفق وفعلا هو استفاد من اللايف فيديو اللي قاعدين نعمله
ما عدا كلام بتاع دوم بروفيت ده
يا كويس الكلام بتاع الرئيس وفيه نقله واعتذاره للشعب وطريقه الكلام انا افتكر يعني انا بنديه كريدت في النقطه دي صراحه to be honest
ياخذ كريدت
يس لانه عشان نحن نقدر ناخذ خطوه لقدام لازم يكون في اعتذار لهذا الشعب لانه الشعب ده هو تم تشريده يشرد قتل الان ما لاقين دواء ما لاقين علاج وكده انت حاليا شنو شاهد وين اوكي so
don't worry about زول كبير. انا عندي سؤالين داير اطرحه لك قبل ما تمشي.
تفضل.
طبعا انا قبل انا اتكلمت عن خطاب بتاع موسفيني. خطاب موسفيني اطلب ما خلاني انوم. انا فكرت فيه كثير لانه ليه موسفيني مثلا he play with South Sudan like a toy يعني مثلا زي كانه puppet بالنسبه له. so موسفيني قال 3 كلمات. كلمه جوك وانت شفت مولانا ايمانويل قالوا كيف لكن جوك عندنا في بارغزال the devil you know the devil who's that كلمه قال actually the devil لانه مثلا طبعا he meant something there. It meant something to do with رياض مشاعر انه مثلا لو ناس اتفقوا حاجه كويس وزول ما بيسمع كلام ده جوك هيمشي وراه you know devil هيمشي وراه. I got that point. ومشى فدرة مشى قال شنو يا اخي؟ قال الهويه identity.
yes
قالوا بعربي ما قالوا بالانجليزي قالوا بعربي قالوا هويه وثاني قال شنو؟ مصلحه. so مسافن داير يعمل شنو؟ he want to remind us what why حاجه نمره 2 لكن ين ما جو. so انا ده تعليقك في النقاط ده قبل ما تمشي.
شكرا جزيلا. اول حاجه شكرا اخوي جونكور انت تذكر النقاط مهمه. انا بكره طبعا عندي شو اطرح الخطاب لكن خليني اديك رايي لانه لما انت تكون انت قاعد تقدم برنامج you will not be free to speak.
exactly.
انت عارف الخطاب بتاع موسفيني هو ما شاف انه موسفيني ولا جونكور هو ما داير سلام في جنوب السودان. هو ما داير استقرار انه يكون في استقرار في جنوب السودان لانه والله هسه امسك القاعد يصل في الجنوب كله هسه حتى الجنوبيين بيتم الطريقه اللي بيقتلون بهم في الكينيا ويوغندا وكده يعني مصوصه. فهو داير يذكرنا انه لما شاف انه هسه الجنوبيين حتى طريقه عمر البشير لما الناس جرحوا خشي الميدان داير يقول لنا انه انتوا يا جنوبيين انتوا ناس افارقه انتوا ما عرب.
قال I'm not Arab. قال كلام ده.
yes هو اصلا he want to remind us انه يا جنوبيين انتوا ما عرب. ده نمبر 1. نمبر 2 عشان كده ذكر موضوع بتاع هويه. ولما هو ذكر موضوع بتاع مصلحه هو داير he want to remind us انه مصلحه بتاعنا كجنوبيين مع يوغندا ومع كينيا وليست مع السودان. علما انه المواقف الان اللي اتخذها عمر البشير موسيفيني himself ما يتخذ المواقف دي. هو كان بيلعب بكل الحركات وبالسلفاكير والموجود في جنوب السودان الان هو انه يد فوقه. فده بوريك ده دليل يا جونكور انه اصلا موسيفيني هو ما داير استقرار، انه يكون في استقرار في دوله جنوب السودان.
نعم.
ده نمبر 1. عشان كده هو he want to remind us انه انتوا يا جنوبي مهما حصل انتوا ناس فارغه ومحلكم الحقيقي هو مع يوغندا ومع كينيا. لكن السؤال اللي يفترض هنا ذاتنا ان نسال الموسيفيني يا جونكور انه مكانتنا مع يوغندا وكينيين كمواطنين درجه كم؟ هل نحن بنكون موسيفيني بيعملنا the same level انه نحن فعلا دوله مستقله ونيتو صعب تجاه جنوب السودان، ولا هو دايرنا نحن نكونوا زيل بتاع يوغندا، نحن نكونوا زيل بتاع الدوله بتاع يوغندا وبعدها يلعب حكومه بتاعنا ونحن ذاتنا نكونوا مع بين يوغندا وجنوب السودان وما يكون في استقرار في جنوب السودان. فده السؤال اللي نحن ذاتنا موسيفيني هو ما نسى انه نحن we know all this ونحن بنعرف مصلحتنا وين. وانت لو لاحظت المره اللي فاتت في الشو بتاعك ده انا قلت قبل كده انه يا جماعه سلام ده كان جاي من شيطان. مرحبا ونحن دايرين زول اللي بيحقق الاراده السياسيه الحقيقيه في جنوب السودان.
نعم.
فموسيفيني هو شاف انه الامور دي انفلت من يده، شاف انه السلام يتحقق، والعمر البشير اللي انفصلنا منه قاعد يلقى تعيد من المواطنين بتاع جنوب السودان، لانه طريقه حتى هو صار ما في زول صفق له لما نوتل ولا حاسه، لكن جنوبين لما عمر البشير لانه شافوا المعنى اللي قاعد يعيشوا مواطنين جنوب السودان الان في السودان. المعظم البضائع جايه من يوغندا حاجات كلها فيك، كان بيقى الزيوت، كان بيقى الاكل، كان بيقى شنو. لذلك هو الان you want to remind us يا جماعه ده فتنه في حد ذاته، لكن بالنسبه
ده فتنه يس
فتنه we are aware of this. we are aware of this. وانا اتمنى انه الحكومه زي الرئيس كير والناس اللي وراه ده قدروا يفهموا هسه انه الموضوع بتاع الدومينج اللي كان بيعمل الحكومه بتاع يوغندا لنا نحن يجيبوا لنا سمك ماري بايد له كم شهور، وعندنا كلها عندنا هسه عندنا منطقه بتاع السدود في ناسبور. that area is enough for us انه نحن ممكن كل يوم ينتجوا لنا اكبر كميه من السمك. عندنا دايرين من جنوب السودان نصدر للسودان، نصدر لكينيا،
بعدين يا ايدوان ما قطع حديثك يعني احنا
نعم
ما حتى ولو نعم شمال عدو لكن still عندنا مساله مشتركه، عندنا بايب لاين we still want to sell this oil. البضائع دايرين اسمنتي لان اسمنتي
ما كده
اسمنتي اللي ببنوه بيجيبوا بيوت بقى
ما كده بس يا جونكور ما كده. نحن بتربطنا علاقه تاريخيه مع السودان، نحن بتربطنا انتماء لثقافه كويس. نحن هسه في جنوب السودان الان you cannot avoid this. انت ما تقدر انت تطلع من ده. This one will continue for generation to generation.
We just need to be smart. نحن لازم نكون smart playing hardball in a very sophisticated way. الناس اللي ما يعملون dominate وده ما يعملون dominate. We need to be smart. وده سبب اللي انا قاعد اقول يا اخي نحن يكون عندنا تعاون عسكري مشترك مع الولايات المتحده الامريكيه عشان الطامعين ديل بيقدروا يخافوا.
بالضبط. النقطه الثانيه ان احنا ذاتنا رغم ده اننا وجدان مشترك مع كشعب سوداني، اننا اكلنا الملح والمر رغم انه في بعض المحطات في حياتنا، لكن في محطات كعبه، لكن في حاجات سمها ومواقف جميله جدا بتجمعنا كشعب. ما الوجدان المشترك ده ما عندنا. انت امسك نقطه مسفين النساء يا جونكور. الليله المواطنين في جنوب السودان تلقاهم شغالين تجاره. انا بعرف ناس انا قاعد اتكلم معاك ناس تجار في السوق العربي عندهم مكان بتاع موبايلات، عندهم مكان بتاع ملابس من ابناء جنوب السودان. في يوغندا انت غير مسموح يكون عندك محل. المواطن البسيط ساكت درجه اولى ده انت ما ممكن تبيع ملح في يوغندا. So what Museveni talking about? He's thinking we are still very stupid as South Sudanese, but we are very smart and we know all this. Playing a game Museveni قاعد يلعبه, we know all these games.
You know Museveni I felt so bad. Museveni دايرنا نفتح chapter يعني chapters اللي يعني صفحات اللي كنا قفلناه. يعني مثلا السبجكت بتاع ولي دكتور جون جران هو عنده ايد فوقه. نحن قاعد نسكت في حاجات دي. It make us think we want to open all these chapters and we don't want to go there. لأن نحن عارفين هو عمل شنو عشان يجي يلعب يقدر يعمل داير يعمل في جنوب السودان. We know what he has done.
يا جونكور الطيارة بتاعت جون جران يعني معلش انت جبت الموضوع، لكن أنا هنا في الإرصاد في السودان وكده كان في الرصاد في السودان. ومن ضمن تيم بتاع الانفستيجيشن اننا الرئيس بتاع موسى فودا هو من غرب السودان، هو كان رئيس بتاع قسم توقعات الجوي مطار خرطوم، هو عضو في اللجنه بتاع الانفستيجيشن عشان يشوفوا الاسباب. لانه بيقولوا انه اسباب بتاع الطقس لقيناه الطياره ده، المواصفات بتاع الطياره الروسيه اذا مثلا بقى في ضباب في مده بتاع الرؤيه لقريب 200 متر يا جنكور، 200 متر الطياره ده بوريك قمه الجبل. فالشغله ده طبعا مسفين ونسى انه هنا هو يقتل الدكتور جونجرن، لانه الدكتور جونجرن اصلا هو كان خاتي هنا، هو زعيم في افريقيا ويمشي في خط بتاع جوليوس نياري، يمشي في خط بتاع نيلسون مانديلا ونيكروما وباتريس لممبا. ده واحد من القوميين الافارقه اللي كان فضلوا في افريقيا ده دكتور جونجرن.
نعم.
وكان هو ما بيقدر يعمل كنترول لجرن، عشان كده هو اختال يتعامر وقتل دكتور جونجرن عشان يجي يقدر يسيطر على كير، ونجح. مسفين نجح في 10-11 سنه هسه بريزيدنت كير رئيس في جنوب السودان. عشان كده we reach to the level of the mess what is happening now in the country. You don't want us to get out from this. مسفين ما داير جنوب السودان يطلع من ده. عشان كده بيجي بقول داير you want to remind people of South Sudan انه يا جنوبين ما تنسوا انه انتوا افارقه، ما تنسوا انه مصلحتنا ما ده المصلحه ده ما بيعرف لون. مصلحه ما بيعرف انه انت افريقي ولا عربي ولا مسلم ولا امريكي ولا المصلحه ده زول بديك يور انترست. انا مثلا لو مصلحه يعني جونكور ده انت هسه انا بشتغل عندك you pay me my money كويس، I have interest with you، انا دي مصلحه معك كويس. النقطه الثانيه انا انت جبت الموضوع بتاع اسمنتي. المسلمين اصلا كان قاعد يشتغل انه يدمر في جنوب السودان، لانه في واحد في سنه 2013 عمل دراسه، واحد مصري شال العينات كان يجي يفتح الشركه، لما شال الاسمنت ومشوا وحللوا في مصر. الدراسات طلع من المعمل انه الاسمنت بيجي من يوغندا، البانين بيو جنوب السودان بعد 5 سنين المبيوت ده كله قاعد يقع. وانت امشي هسه جوبا يا جنكو، انا بتكلم معك، انا كنت في جنوب السودان وفي بيتي ذاته، انا كلام بقوله في بيتي ولا في بيت زول ثاني. بيتي هسه ده كلها اتشققت، الناس دي كلها قاعده في جنوب السودان، البيوت كلها هسه مشققه كويس. فليانا المسلمين هنا كشعب المسؤول جنوب السودان دايرين الزول اللي بيساهم في تحقيق استقرار سياسي في جنوب السودان. لو عمر البشير قادر انه يحقق استقرار سياسي في جنوب السودان وينقلنا للمرحله الثانيه انه يضغط القياده السياسيه، يضغط كير ميارديت ومن خلفه من الصغور، ويضغط المعارضه كلها بشقيه المختلفه، وناس تصل لانه يا جماعه هنا خلونا نرجع ونحول الصراع لصراع سياسي بدل صراع عسكري، ونطلع من مرحله بتاع القتل زي ما قالوا كير، وبقى في تغيير في الافكار. واي نوت؟ اما التعليق الاخير بخصوص كينيا انت لو لاحظت في ايامات اللي فاتت كينيا شغال خشه في ابناء جنوب السودان، قاعد يقبض فيهم. الحاصل انه المعلومات اللي عندي انه كينيا بدا في مثلث بتاع اللاما في بترول اكتشف هناك، فهم الان بدوا اجراءات بتاع تكريت بترول، فمتوقع انه هيخشوا معنا في مواجهه كجنوب السودان. النقطه الثانيه كينيا زاد من جانب الاخر المره اللي فاتت كون انه السلام يمشي لعمر البشير وفي خرطوم، والجولات الاولى من السلام اتخذت موقف ووصل لمرحله متقدمه جدا، شافوا انه ما هيكون عندهم انترست لانه they will not do what خرطوم are doing، لانه خرطوم عندها قروض، خرطوم عندها قروض ضغط لكل الاطراف، للحكومه وللمعارضه. انت معي؟ كينيا ما عنده ده، ولا يوغندا ما عنده ده تاريخيا. يعني حتى الجيش الشعبي لو نينا مثلا هسه قلنا انه يكون في حرب يا جنكور، اسمعها مني وللمشاهدين، لو نينا قلنا هسه مثلا تجاه القاعده السوق كينيا ده انه كينيا في مستقبل القريب ولا البعيد انه هيخشوا في مواجهه مع جنوب السودان، ونحن كل الجنوبيين اتوحدنا، كينيا ده بندخل كينيا في 24 ساعه. كلام مظبوط، ده كلام الجيش الشعبي والجيش بتاع جنوب السودان we reach to the middle town بتاع نيروبي ده in 24 hours. and let me say this كويس. يعني ناس لو قلنا يكون في معركه بيننا قدام انه نحن الجنوبيين كلنا اتوحدنا وخلينا مصلحه بتاع الدوله، نحن بندخل كينيا في 24 ساعه. في كينيا بيشاغل ولا يوغندي؟
اسمع قالوا عشان نختم، قالوا في واحد جيش شعبي قالوا تركانا كان بيجي بدق الصوماليين ويشيلوا حاجات بتاعهم، جنوبيين قاعدين بالمخيمات، قالوا واحد بس ما جاء ما هنا ما واحد سلاح جاء ترى كله هنا كله بوليس يا كينيا بيجي ما جابوا له جيش ما جاء قدر بس جابوا حاميه ثاني. في النهايه جا سلم نفسه زول لزول واحد. القائد بتاعهم الكيني قال معقول زول واحد
بطردهم
يا ترى ده كله.
ده ما اساس سودانيس.
You know. So let us leave it there,
انا
brother.
قبال ما نشكر انا داير انزل، انا قاعد انا هسه جيت تاون وانا في بيت ازول. Thank you. Sorry guys for making a noise in the house. So انا داير اقول يا جنكور شكرا لك وشكرا للمشاهدين. بكره بكون عندي شو وانا داير اطمنك انه اي اتجاه بتاع سلام we will support that. هنا كجنوبيين and we be proud. احنا دايرين نوري انه الفتره اللي استقلونا به ناس يوغندا وكينيا وديل is over. اللي نحن نتمنى انه ما يكون في اي تراجع من كل الاطراف، ان كان الحكومه وان كانت المعارضه، ويمشوا في اتجاه بتاع تطبيق اتفاقيه السلام. اننا نكون شهود، لانه نحن شغالين عمل صحفي ونكون شهود، ولو بقى في اي اتجاه we will remind.
And we want them to extend their hand للناس اللي لسه برا ديل. You know, جيبوهم يقدر يكون inclusive، يكون part of the نايدا.
اخر حاجه شكرا. يعني أتى يوغندا الناس دي لسه قاعدين وصلوا لهذه النمل يا جنكور.
بيصلوا.
What are you reminding us؟ انت شايل الحدود بتاعنا وصلت لهذه النمل. هسه ده الحدود بتاع يوغندا، ده مدى الحدود بتاعهم ده انا عارفين البلد في الحرب. كينيا الان وصلت لهذه جنوب السودان، حتى في خريطه بدا يغيروا في خريطه بتاعهم. فانا افتكر is over. We hope انه القياده بتاعنا السياسيه قدرت تفهم ده وقدرت توعى كويس، وان شاء الله نحن انا بكره عندي شو انا برضه استمر في ده. we hope انه نحن جنوبين ويمشوا قدام في خطوه والاتجاه اللي اتخذه الرئيس. اننا لازم ننسى الماضي عشان نبدا صفحه جديده في المستقبل. شكرا جزيلا اخوي.
شكرا جزيلا brother Edward Chek. We will be there on the voice of the people tomorrow ان شاء الله، ونشارك مع بعض كلنا. شكرا جزيلا يا جماعه. Let me go ahead and see who is next here so we can move forward. All right. Running out of time, ya Jama. Nuri and Kwalgarang. Good to see you,
yes,
young
my
professor.
Brother.
How are you, sir?
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, go ahead for 3 minutes, 5
yes,
minutes.
Yes, my brother Jongkor.
Fadal.
Now, I listened to the leader of the step.
Okay.
And he said something very unique. I don't know how many people got that point.
My juice. I have to drink juice because I've been, talking for quite a bit. So
yes, Chase, you can take some sip. You can take some sip, my brother, so your voice would be nurtured.
Yeah, go ahead, Nuri, because we are
now
out of time.
There is a problem of recycling. I think recycling of leaders, former general, and the former government officials. I think that recycling is troubling. And I think that recycling need to be considered. The problem, who is going to stop recycling of leaders? Who is going to stop that? Well, the opposition would stop that. And this is the point I want to stand on the same line with her. Because a country without a serious opposition, that would be a watchdog. That country would not progress democratically, because you do need an opposition that would be acting as a watchdog to keep those in power in check. So I'm here to make a point. While the revitalization of peace, while the reconstitution of the proposed compromise peace agreement dated back to 2015 until now, if that peace is going to hold, if the political trust is going to build, if the political will is going to stick, I have to declare today it will never work unless you have a serious opposition that would be able to keep those who have signed this revitalization of peace, this reconstitution of peace. If you have opposition, political opposition, that would keep those in power in check, because they will form a government. If you do not have opposition, the guys in the government, they would be complicit, all right? They would be compromising, right? In a way that would threaten the revitalization of this peace. Now, it is very encouraging because I listened to the language of the president sound very conciliatory, all right? But that language must translate into meaningful reconciliation, all right? Because I heard he said that he has forgiven his brother, Dr. Riek Machar. And I also read him that, or being quoted that, he will hope that Dr. Riek Machar would be able to do the same thing. So there is a language of restorative justice that he was saying. That language would not stick without people who would keep them in check. Who is going to keep them in check? The civil population.
Yes.
Right? The civil population, civil society, and the stakeholders who are South Sudanese. Those are the people who are going to keep those individuals or those leaders who have signed the peace agreement or revitalization of this peace. Dr. Riek Machar also sound very liberal. All right. I heard him saying for the first time, he said that this peace must work in the best interest of South Sudanese people. Why? Because he believed that some people, and listen to this carefully, some people have been taking the wealth of the country. And those people who have been taking the wealth of the country, those people, they have forgotten the civil population of South Sudan. It is his belief, it is time, according to him, he believes it is time to begin to share the wealth of the country because of this revitalized peace agreement with the civil population of the Republic of South Sudan. Now, how is he going to do? How are we sure that he is going to do it? Well, the civil population must get up and own this peace agreement now. Otherwise, this peace agreement, without watchdog, opposition, serious opposition, without South Sudanese people who would be keeping those in power in check, the peace agreement would be a peace agreement for the elite, all right, for the elite, for the general. So I'm appealing to people that if you are opposition who is not yet in the country, it is time to organize and team up and make sure you become a serious opposition so that you can keep those who would be forming the transitional government in check. Otherwise, if there is nobody who is going to keep those in check, then I can say with confidence that the peace would be in a serious jeopardy. But I can say with confidence as well, maybe cautionary confident, if there is going to be a permanent peace or a durable peace or a durable trust, there must be a serious opposition. So those leaders who were fired long time ago, who are outside, those opposition that did not sign the peace agreement, they have to team up together with some other individual to make a very serious opposition and keep those in power, those who are going to form a new government in check. Because what I mean by in check, if either you make a durable peace, or you would be asked to step aside and you would not be in that government, all right? Or either you make this peace or there would be serious penalty, a retributive punishment. So these social contract, as someone who, as the leader of the step was saying, these social contract must be sold to the people of South Sudan so that they can begin to own it. These social contract must be understood and also advocated by the former government officials who are not in the government and by the opposition who are not in the government to make sure the social contract under the revitalized peace agreement, under the reconstituted peace agreement, would be a meaningful social contract. Either you make the peace to be durable, or you, as someone who has signed peace agreement, you would be asked to show up in Hague. All right? Either you make it successful so that we can say with confidence that you are doing good, or you will be going to the Hague. I think that's the only way you could make this peace to become a successful and a meaningful peace. No peace without opposition. That's my point. There has to be a serious opposition, a dissenting voice. Without a dissenting voice, we are not making realistic. And I'm not playing a double advocate here. I am saying politicians must be watched over. You must watch thy shoulders, or else they will run you down, or they will run the civil population down. Now, I want to mention one thing in 1 minute. People have talked about the hybrid court. All right. The hybrid court is not going to go ahead unless if you have opposition who would be asking the international community to make some kind of court that would look like international criminal court, tribunal court for Rwanda, which is in Addis. Now, that court, tribunal court for Rwanda, it is made up of African Union justice are there, the international lawyers are there, and if you don't do that, then you have to make it like the kind of tribunal court that actually dealt with the case of Sierra Leone and the case of Liberia. You are kidding yourself to say that the South Sudanese themselves would be able to deal with the question of accountability by themselves. You must bring in international lawyers, international justices, and the African Union justices, and then you combine them with the national justices and open a court somewhere else. Don't open it in South Sudan. Open it somewhere else, maybe in the in South Africa. All right, maybe open it in Ghana. All right, but if you say that the South Sudanese leaders, the elites, the general, all right, would be able to answer the question of accountability, you are kidding yourself. Riek Machar would forget accountability. President Salva would forget accountability. Former government officials, they will forget accountability. In South Sudan, they usually say, when we sign peace agreement, forget anybody who would try to open the old wound. Opening the old wound in South Sudan is like you are seeing a lion. You will run away. So having a court in Ghana, all right, in Accra, having a court in South Africa would be a good thing for the witness, so that nobody would be able to intimidate witnesses, would be a good thing for legal personnel, so that nobody would be able to tamper with evidence. But I get nervous with people who usually say Ivory Court would be going on in the Republic of South Sudan. There is nothing like that, and it would never happen. So thank you. And as always, let the opposition become watchdog of the peace. And if they do that, we would be in a durable peace in the shortest time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nonori. It was good having you on the program. So you didn't send in your request, Ayak? You didn't send it in, but you wrote down there you sent it in, but I didn't see any request. So go ahead and send in your request, please, Ayak. Your request is not in. Go ahead and send in your request, please, Ayak, because I don't see it somewhere there, and I don't want to leave anyone out, because You have been saying this quite a bit. So it's not coming through. Yeah, I have lists of people, Ajama, they have been waiting for a long time. So, but you said you sent it in. I didn't see that. So, I'm calling you right now. It took long time for you. Just go ahead and answer that thing.
Hello, Brother Jongkor.
Good to see you, Deng. How are you?
Good. I appreciate your call.
No problem. You waited for a long time. I see that.
Yeah, first, I want to thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I want to thank Suzanne Jambo.
Go ahead.
Suzanne said everything. And I see so many people against her for what she said. But she speak her heart. She speak the truth. What she have been fighting for. She tell the people
Yes.
what she experienced. That does not mean she's not the part, like the lady said before. That does not mean she's not the part of SPLM.
Correct.
She's part of it. But when somebody tell the truth, people have to appreciate and say, thank you for telling us the truth, but this is what's wrong and this is what's right.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say thank you to you and to her for the show.
Thank you, brother.
I say something to her that she didn't even understand. She asked me, but she didn't understand. I say the word forbidden fruit. This is the biblical word in the Bible.
Yes.
The forbidden fruit is the fruit that was eaten by Adam and Eve. And the world is still blaming the sins to Adam and Eve. Why I say that? This is exactly what is going on in South Sudan. For the SPLM, they are our forbidden fruit. But what they did will not put us forward. We have to let it go. The money they stolen, even if you bring them back today, they will not build this nation if we are not together.
Mm-hmm.
The war they create for us is the same thing. They are just forbidden fruit, like the world is still blaming Adam and Eve. But we should not blame Adam and Eve for what happened, for the sin they bring to the world. There are many prophets, including Muhammad, including Jesus, who told people that, you know, what Adam and Eve did, it belongs to their generation. Start again. What you will do by your own as a person is the one that God will judge you. What we are doing right now is what our country will judge us, not because of those officials who stolen our money. The only thing is to tell them you are wrong, but not to complain that what they did will build us. No.
Mm-hmm.
That was my word to Suzanne. I didn't call her like that. Maybe she will take it that I call her the forbidden fruit. But no, it's the SPLM as a party. It's not her as a person.
Thank you for clarification.
Yes. That's why I was really telling you, bring me in, because she might take it like I call her the forbidden fruit, because she's a well-educated woman. She know exactly what I was talking, but she didn't take it into the way that I was saying it, because I might be low in my English, might not be the same way, the way she understands English, you know. Let me come to hybrid courts.
Just really quick, because we are.
Right quick. There's nothing like that in Africa. Why do we forget 2.5 million people die between North and South? Did America bring hybrid court to South Sudan or Sudan? No.
It's not America, it's we the people of South Sudan are interested.
Now I'm just, because some people, their mind is, this court will be set by the West, not us. If it was us, we can set it up tomorrow. Believe me, if the South Sudan want to set this up, they can set it up. But they depend in the West. They depend on West. They depend on people who are outside to set this one up, which is wrong. It's not going to happen. It will be like the same for Bashir and John Garang. Nobody set it up. So please, I'm here, and I appreciate. I clear my point, and I want other people to go on. The only thing, our leaders, I know there are some leaders who watching you. The only thing they forget is when they forget SPLA and they put SPLM first. The SPLA who hold the gun, the SPLA who their legs and hands have been cut off. Anytime you forget them, this nation will not be free. Even God can finish you. Because I know there are people, there are politicians who watching you, who call them gun class or who call them the tribal militant. But when they were in SPLM, they didn't call them like that. Of course, I'm one of them. And I cry when I see somebody who was my leader calling us a gun class. We become, SPLA become gun class
don't
today.
Forget the sacrifice that SPLA soldiers, you know.
They forgot.
All right.
Thank you for calling me. That's the point I want to just elaborate. And I want to let those leaders who are here watching you know that please don't forget those who fought alongside you.
Thank you, Deng. You have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you.
So your camera is not on, Ayak. Now I tried to call you on my own way, and actually your camera is not on. So that's very interesting. I think that's one of the reasons. Maybe you sent in a request, but he can't. He said he can't bring Ayak on camera because the camera is off. Okay, now it's adding up. It's adding up. Go ahead and answer that, Ayak. I'm calling you right now. I'm calling you. Go ahead and answer that. So it's adding up. Aya, go ahead and answer that. I don't know. Maybe you are in an area that your network is not functioning well. That's why we don't get a response. But it keeps saying that adding up. Okay. So now didn't want to go through. Try it one more time before I go for next person. The list is so long here.
Oh, hello. Jongkor.
So it
Hey.
looks like, oh, sorry. Maybe I call that accidental. Okay, one more time. Let me try attempt. Attempt, I'm calling you.
Hi. Salam alaikum.
How come Attempt is you?
It's me. Yeah, I'm using a Tem. I was at home when I kept sending you the request, and then I had to leave because we have to go somewhere. So I'm using.
That's from your device.
I don't know. This is my sister's phone. Yeah. My phone currently is not working. So thank you for adding me.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I can hear you.
I hear you very well. Does that mean you divide the blue?
I can hear you.
Like that. We hear you. We hear you very well. Sorry. So, look like there is an issue there with that. With the next person here. Okay, Omot, I'm calling you now. Omot. Go ahead and answer that. Hello.
Hello, brother Jongkor.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you, brother, and good to join your show again. It's always good to attend with you because there are a lot of good things to learn out of it.
Thank you.
Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time because, as you said, the list is very long.
Long.
It's very long. So, the first time when I attended your show, we talk about Dr. Machar going to Juba.
Correct.
I still remember that.
Yeah.
I did completely agree. I said, Dr. Machar will not go to Juba. If he does, I will not just put it the same way I put it last time. But I said, if he does, he should be blamed for it because he's not ready for it.
But actually, I did a polling last week, and I don't know if you voted on that poll or you didn't vote. And then the poll actually was 61 to 39. 61 said that he will go. And yes, the poll were right.
I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to be part of that show. Okay. Unfortunately, I would love to be part of it. Now, today, let's talk about the peace. The question is, are we South Sudanese ready for the peace or not? Of course, let me just say myself, I am ready for peace. Because when we talk about peace, we know the benefit of peace. If we are a country, we need a future, we want to develop, we must have a peace. We cannot call ourselves South Sudan without peace. We're not a country if we don't have peace. And we have seen it now.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, one thing that I want to remind our people, because they are watching everywhere, is that they keep blaming themselves. The reason why we don't have peace is not because I don't like you, you're my brother Jongkor, Mayol, from Bargazal. Okay?
Then from Bargazal, yes.
And I am from the eastern Nuer, very far from you. Okay? It can take me a plane to get to where you are if we are in South Sudan now.
If we build a bridge in the swampy area,
yes,
we can get there quicker with the car by car.
It doesn't matter if you live in Canada and you want to drive to the United States, you can do it.
You can do it, yeah.
Okay? As long as nobody will stop you on the road. The same thing, I live in Australia. I can drive from the south to West Australia, which it can take me more than 3 days. Drive in a very good, convenient road. but I could get there. The reason why I say that, South Sudanese as Salva put it, this war is not their war. Okay? I think that for the first time for Salva to really tell the Genovese that he is the president and he can say something. I don't know whether he forgot those speech before or not. Because these are the speech we really expect from him.
Again, remind me time, please. Write down how many minutes remain. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, of course. So, to me, this war is not our war as people of South Sudanese. This is a war of the politician, as Salva put it. But why would we blame ourselves as the citizen of South Sudan? I heard a lot of people were talking, oh, some people, they don't want this peace, what and what. We love this peace. It doesn't matter what had happened. We know that if we keep revenging and revenging and revenging, we will never go anywhere. But if you keep doing the same things every time, one day, things will go ugly. And this is what people like our politicians, someone at the power like the president, need to understand it clear. That if the people decide to come together, let them come together. Because what had happened in 2013 is very serious. You can't kill 20,000 in the nation capital as the president. Even if you're not the president, you are just someone drunk with your own militia. You can't do it. Okay? So it's very serious. But it's coming to the sense slowly that if we keep reminding ourselves with this killing, okay, let's say tomorrow, let someone get a power and say, okay, I will go unlawfully and kill people the same as Salva did it in 2013. We'll be waiting for another president come in and kill another 20,000. What kind of country is that? So the only thing is, let us forgive. They die, we will never get them again. The same thing, the last speaker, his name is Deng. He is a very genuine and honest guy. I really like the way you talk. So to me, my friends, I want to remind our people that if we can't get peace, it's not because we don't like ourselves. We do love ourselves. And we can see it in the stadium where they just celebrate the peace. They all were happy to see IO there. Nobody dislikes IO, okay? And if the government come to the areas controlled by IO and they coming for peace, like Riek Machar went to Juba for a few hours, they would see the way they should be received by the civilian in the IO controlled area. So that means we love ourselves. The problem, nobody really bring us together. This is the problem. If our government really need the country to have a peace, we got the peace in 2016. We got it. And we were all happy. People flew in from everywhere. So to me, my people, you, the people that are not part of the government, people that are not part of any political party, let us not blame ourselves. Those who say this peace will not hold, they don't say it because they don't like it, but they don't trust the key. Someone that holds the key for peace, they don't trust him. And let me tell you, Salva Kiir hold the key. The key for peace, Salva Kiir got it in his own briefcase. If you said, Jinobid, here is the key and have a peace, we will have a peace today. We will have a peace either now or tomorrow.
Wrap it up, brother. We run out of time.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. So to me, that's what I want to tell our people. Let us not blame one another. We need peace, and we really love it, and we don't have a problem with any other person. One thing that I have seen from our president, The release of James Gade has shown a bit of seriousness that maybe this peace will hold. Okay? For the first time that our president done something positive in the release of James Gade. I remember when he was talking to Dr. Machar in Khartoum, Dr. Machar asked him in front of the camera that since we signed the peace now, let us release the political prisoners or the prisoner of war. He said he has no any political prisoner in his prison. All he got are the criminal. Can you see? He just said it. All he got are the criminal. How could you say that? We criminal. Are we not all criminal? For example, me, sometimes I can jump into the computer and I say, Salva Kiir is a killer. He is this and that. Riek Machar is this. Those who say this word, do they have any difference with James Gade? Do they have any difference with something like Dong? I don't believe so. My telephone was.
So it looked like maybe you ran out of
Yep.
So
Yeah, I ran out of charge. I put it on charge now. So to me, when he was saying this in front of the camera, he didn't know that all the citizens, they were listening to him. And everybody said, oh, Salva was lying. He is a criminal. Riek Machar is a criminal. I am a criminal. We are all criminal as a country. But if we compromise now, we say, let us come to the peace. We must all forgive one another, including himself as the president that we blame for the conflict.
Thank you for your work, brother. We ran out of the time completely. And
yes.
Thank you for coming on and airing your perspective. And I want to say, I want to appreciate everybody who participated today and become part of this program. We ran out of time, Jamal. Those who participated, thank you. Those who did not participate, I'm sorry, because we already went off. Inshallah next week with another topic, with another guest. Thank you so much for being part of this. And it's always good to have all of you. Have a good night. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Good night, Atong. I know it's late in London, but thank you for staying up. Thank you. Thank you, Yaro.